What up? What up? What up, world? We are back. It's week 8. It's week 8, right? Week 8?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And it's sad at the same time.
It's awesome and sad at the same time, man, but we are here. It is your Friday night. As you know, I am Anthony. I'm here with Mike.
What up?
Get Right Fantasy Network. All right, man. So start sit show tonight. We're gonna have all your injury updates. We're gonna go through the games. We're gonna answer your questions. Um, hopefully we'll get out of here at a decent hour. Hopefully people don't
Yeah.
start falling asleep. But if not, the biggest thing is we want to be here to help people out, to get their questions answered, who we start and who we sit in this week. Probably the most important show of the week to get those lineups right. So before we get into that, we gotta get our plug for our website, getrightff.com, have our rankings, articles. Got our guy Andrew putting our articles up there, so make sure you check those out. You have our rankings up there, mine, Frank's, and Mike's, and we're trying to get Dustin to get his rankings up there too, because we know he has them, but I don't think he likes putting them up there because people use them against him. So, without any further ado, man,
Yeah.
let's get into the show. But one more important thing, actually, before we get into the show,
Yeah.
gotta give it up for our boy Dustin here, coming up with this awesome idea that we're doing. For every new subscriber that we get from now until the end of the month, we started at 241 subscribers. Until the 31st, man, we're going to donate $1 to the St. Jude's Research Hospital. So if you know anybody out there that's not subscribed to us, send our link to them, have them subscribe, and we're going to donate $1. We have grown to 253, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button for us, and let us spend our money, man. We have plenty of people out here that have joined in the cause, and I can't thank these people enough. Dim Boys and his family, they've donated extra, pledges or donations on top of that. Excuse me. As
Yep.
well as several others. I believe Magoats pledged money as well. And who else do we have? Oh my
There
gosh,
was Mago,
Jonathan
Jonathan.
Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Jonathan has his donation there as well. So we can't thank you guys enough, man. It was so awesome. We really appreciate that. And I think I heard some news that Dustin made it $2 now for every subscriber. So
Yeah. Well, it's
$2.
$2. It's $2 with Dustin and them boys together. So make sure you guys are liking and subscribing if you're not already. You know, we appreciate it, but it's more for better cause. So definitely like and subscribe so we can get to that point. Any dollar
Absolutely.
counts.
Definitely. All right. So um as you guys know, one other thing, hit that description. We're going to have our timestamps in there. So if you're watching this later, make sure you check out the description. You can hit the timestamps, get to the games when we do the breakdowns. We'll also put a timestamp when we start to get into Q&As. So if you want to, find out, what kind of questions are being answered, you can kind of skip through and jump around because it is probably going to be a long show. So a couple more things to knock out. Magoat's interesting fact of the day. In 2000, the Super Bowl champions, Baltimore Ravens, had 5-game stretch in which they didn't score a touchdown. Their only points were field goals by Matt Stover, 14 in all. The team went 2-3 in that run.
And they still
So,
won the Super Bowl.
and they still won the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl
It was
champion
such it
Baltimore
was such a
Ravens.
it was such a bad game to watch.
Awful.
I was so young. back back when at least I can be thankful that I've been alive for at least 5 giant Super Bowls that I've been like around and able to watch. So for me, I'm pretty happy about that.
Sorry, Mike.
Unlike Dustin, unlike well, yeah, you guys might have more championships, but how many have you seen in your lifetime? One.
Yeah, I was pretty young when this happened, but that's okay.
Yeah.
I've seen a couple losses, and I'm still not ready to talk about them.
There you
All right. So anyway, we'll get into our other stuff here, man. I just want to get into the show, man. Enough of this jibber jabber about all this other stuff. It's week 8. We're here. It's the start sit show, man. Obviously, it's not so much the bye NATO that we came off of last week
Oh God,
with
no.
6 teams on a bye. This week, there's only 2 teams on a bye: the Ravens and the Raiders. So again, there's obviously, Hollywood Brown, maybe Josh Jacobs, Kenyon Drake, Waller, Carr, obviously Lamar, probably the biggest name out of that bunch. Renfro, these guys aren't going to be available this week. So we'll get into, some of these guys who could potentially be replacements, as well as the injuries, of course, that usually dictate the start and sit decisions that we have to do every week. So, you want to do a recap, or you just want to get into a game? You want to get into these chats? What do you want to do first?
We got a couple of questions already that I see. I know that you probably want to do our quick little promo quick, and then we can get into the other stuff if you want.
All right. I was gonna save that for a later time, maybe when
you want to do it in the middle.
Yeah, let's just do that later, man. Let's get into some football already,
good.
man. Enough of the plugs, man. We're getting too big here.
No, we're good
for my own liking. So what do we got here in the chat, man? Let's see what we have going on. Obviously we have Dustin holding down the chat for us. We have Dim Boys kind of mad that he got in there first.
Yeah, don't worry about all that. Here? You can skip all the way down to
is it just a bunch
Mr.
of craziness?
Curly. Right, just go to Mr. Curly.
What's up, everybody?
Mr. Curly Wolf.
Oh, my hat. They're still dogging on my hat.
Yeah, they're still dogging your hat,
Jeez,
man.
What's going on? Let's go. We need to have a good game this week. All right, so Mr. Curly Wolf, man, what's up? Welcome to Get Right Fantasy Network.
The one above that.
Oh,
the one above that.
See? Oh, I'm jumping around too much, man.
You're good. You're good.
Same intro. What's up, McCurly Wolf? He says Robert Woods or T. Higgins and Julio Jones. Which side are we on?
So we're not going to be putting Julio in this conversation. Julio has been ruled out. So it's basically Robert Woods, T. Higgins. I'm going with Higgins. Better matchup. I know that they could go up and then, he'd be out, but, he'll still get a good amount of touches. I mean, he had, I think it was 15 targets last week. Granted, they weren't great targets. I know that Chase is doing more with it, but T. Higgins is my best pick for that. I mean, they're both in good matchups, so either one can't be right. Can't be wrong.
Yeah. I don't know if he's maybe talking more so as a trade. If he's saying which side are you on? I don't know if that's necessarily a start sit question. So
so then if it's a trade question, neither. No, I mean honestly, it's so hard. Woods has been doing fine, but trying to get Woods for both of those guys, just to me, it's like a parallel move to me. Higgins and Woods are on the same tier in my opinion, and Julio is not worth anything at this point. So, I understand that he's out there and when he's been good, but he's not worth holding on to. So for me, I guess it would be the Robert Woods side.
I'll take Woods as well. Better offense.
Yeah.
I like Higgins, don't get me wrong, but Chase is obviously the man over there. Robert Woods hasn't been doing, bad, but he hasn't been doing great either. So yeah, I'll take Bobby Chase, but I do like Higgins. So again, it's a lateral move, I think, more than anything. All right. So he also says, back to the question I thought we were going to. He's worried about Saquon. Hope he can bring me the championship. So
unfortunately, I don't think it's going to be this week.
Yeah, doesn't look like
we'll get into that's the last game, but I'm gonna ruin it. I don't think so. I'm the big Giants fan here. It's not. I don't think it's happening.
So appreciate that, Jonathan. I think you put that up already. Trying to scroll through these here, see where we're at. Safayan, I think is how you say that. If I mispronounce
Yes.
it, I know Frank usually nails the
Oh, you missed one.
pronunciation. We'll get to
You
it.
missed. Yeah.
That's all right. Just got Ridley for Damian Harris and Corey Davis before his injury.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it's not bad. I personally would keep Damian Harris. Honestly, I'm not real big.
No,
Not a real
he.
big Ridley fan.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he's
That's
coming
just
into
me.
it.
That's just me. Prism AS, what's up? Welcome to the channel.
What's going on? Welcome.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you do. It's going to be $2 donated to the St. Jude's Research Foundation. So he doesn't know if Dak is going to be playing. So
No.
do you play CeeDee Lamb or Jerry Judy? So
Honestly, I
if
mean,
Cooper Rush is getting the start, let's say, are you playing CeeDee or Judy in his first game back this week?
I don't feel like it will be. I mean, it's going to put a damper on Lamb, but Judy coming back. I mean, Judy's going against who this week? He's going against the Washington football team. I mean, I don't like playing guys that are just coming off an injury. He was sore after practice on Friday, but he said he's still playing. I feel more confident in Lamb coming off a bye and healthy. They already know that Dak has been hurt, so they have to be, you know, putting him into the line, putting him in with the ones just in case, on Sunday night he just goes, no, I'm not playing, or they say no, let's hold you for another game. I feel a little bit more confident with CD just with his talent compared to someone like Judy, who I do like, but he's been out too long. I think he needs like a week or two to get in. So I would play probably Lamb. What about you?
I'd take a shot on Jerry Judy, man. I
Yeah,
think if they say he's ready, he's ready. We've seen what he did week one. Um,
yeah. I'm just,
no, it's okay.
it's hard. Yeah,
It's
it's
just,
hard to tell, man.
do you believe in Cooper Rush or Teddy Bridgewater is what it comes down to. And to me, um,
I like Bridgewater more,
I'll
but
take Bridgewater,
yeah,
and that's all.
I
I mean,
mean,
that's just literally what
yeah,
it comes down to me.
no, it
So
makes sense.
yeah,
And they're
absolutely.
down. I mean, they're going to have William Jackson questionable, and no, he's playing. So, maybe.
There it is.
Yeah.
So what's up, Seven Rings? Welcome, welcome.
Oh, what up,
Justin
Brooks?
Fields, Cooper Rush, or Hunter Henry at Superflex and half PPR. I believe he asked this question
He did.
um, in
That's
the
why I'm laughing.
Sleeper channel. For those of you guys who don't know, if you're not part of it, make sure you hit that description. Check out the Get Right Fantasy Network Sleeper channel. Get your invitation, create your account. It's a great little community. It's just basically like a message board, our own personal Twitter for us to ask each other's questions. You can upload your rosters, get feedback from not only ourselves here on the Get Right crew, but all the ambassadors and everyone else that contributes in the Get Right community. We talk it out together, talk each other off or on ledges. It just depending on what you need, we'll have it for you. So
So, yeah,
Brooks says, I was trying
once.
to buy you some time there so
No,
you
I
can think it
already.
out. So let me know.
I talked to him about this already, but for
Let the people know.
no, of course. I've talked to him about it, but we'll go back for a sec because Prism was asking, um, you know, he also has Dak. So he has a Dak CD stack. And he's asking, do I play Dak or Burrow? And to be honest, for that question, it's easier. I would go Burrow because it's Sunday night. You don't know what's going to happen between now and then. And I'd rather play someone I know is in a good matchup compared to someone I have no clue about going against the Vikings. So same
Agreed.
answer, I'm assuming. Okay.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, Joe Burrow.
that's exactly what I would do. But yeah, now we can go back to this question because I feel like the whole community came in for this question. Um, you know, honestly, the hardest part about this is the trust in Fields, and I understand how people feel about it. The same thing goes with Cooper Rush. We don't know how to trust him coming in. Hunter Henry is not a horrible option, but if you have to trust somebody in a matchup, I feel a little bit better about Rush just with the weapons he has around him. I think he'll be okay. He's serviceable. I think he'll do better than Fields. So,
Man, that's a tough That's a tough scenario.
But
But Fields
Hunter.
is look.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I'm between Hunter and Rush. Fields is out of the equation for me.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
And he has Dak, I think.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm about to say that, but you might have to go Hunter Henry there.
Yeah, I mean that's the
I don't
hard.
think he scores a touchdown though in like four straight games, or does he? I
Yeah,
mean,
well, he could. I mean, Chase has done it, so I
you
mean,
have
anyone
to
could.
think Cooper Rush is going to score more points than Hunter Henry. So I'd have to probably say go. God, is it, dude? That's
Right?
yeah, that's tough,
And
dude.
that's the
But
thing.
yeah,
He does have Dak. So for him to be able to have both, he can at least swap out and he's at least a little more comfortable, which you should be doing if you have that late game, with those questionable players that you're unsure about. You should always have a backup for those players. And he's able to have that. So he has Cooper Rush to be able to back up with Dak. So he can wait until the Sunday night game and just go, I got nothing left. Okay. So at least he can go about it that way. And if Dak does play, he's set. So that's not a bad move on his part. So I would feel more comfortable with Rush because of the concept that you can then switch out to Dak. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'd say either Fields or Rush. I don't think. I mean, even Fields with his bad games, he's still scoring 11, 13 points. I don't think Henry. If he doesn't score a touchdown, he's not getting there. And that's with him scoring, three picks. So, like you said, I think the biggest difference since he has Dak, go with Rush. Um, uh, you know, one of those two.
yeah, he just said thanks. He'll pick up Rush. So
Yeah,
he hasn't picked him up yet. He's sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the waiver. He can pick him up with someone else and then go with that. So
yeah, I think that's what you have to do.
yeah.
All right. So Brooke says drop Damian Williams or Boston Scott. He's a Miles Sanders owner.
Ooh, drop Damian Williams. You can live without him. He's the lesser of the issue. Like I almost did what Andy Holiday did. Boston Scott he's fine. He'll be okay in that lineup. Even though you don't really want the running back in that system, I would prefer to get rid of Damian Williams just because Herbert basically has taken over that role. So
Yeah, and it's the Herbert show over there. So I'll
mhm.
take a chance on Boston Scott. Um,
Yeah, for sure.
Gosh, yeah, that's tough. Let's see. He also says he already has Gibson, Saquon, and Mixon. He also has Lockett, Cooper, and Keenan at wide receivers, so he's good there.
Nice.
All right. So apparently Damian Harris, Hurts, and Lockett are all droppable in my league.
Wait, what? Wait. Hold on. So currently, Damian Harris and Jalen Hurts, the number 6 overall quarterback, is available in your league. Just literally
Agreed.
grab everybody but Lockett. Just grab everybody. Oh my god. Jonathan, please give me your particular. I need an invite to this particular league.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Oops, I think I got ahead of myself here.
Jeez.
Of course he would say that. Hold on.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Is that where we were?
We were a lot higher up. We were closer
Yeah.
to
Which was
where like James Martin, who I see on here. I'll answer his real quick.
yeah, there you
So
go.
welcome, James Martin. How you doing? Make sure you like and subscribe. All for a good cause, of course. He's asking DST Week 8 Eagles, Seahawks, or Dallas for DST. DSTs are annoying. I'm starting to hate them little by little every day. But in
Coming to
this
the dark
particular
side.
case, yeah, I know. In this particular case, Eagles have probably the better matchup. Seahawks don't impress me, and Dallas is going against a team coming off the bye. I think I'm going to go with the Eagles just because it's just a better matchup. What about you?
Yeah. I would
I
probably
mean,
say
it's
I'd agree.
Seahawks, Jags, Dallas, Vikings. You know, I don't know. I like Eagles better, but it doesn't mean that I'm happy with that choice.
Yeah, I mean the Seahawks defense did kind of look good on prime time, so maybe you take that chance against
Yeah. Did they look good on
Jacksonville.
primetime though?
I
Did they?
mean, not
Did
really,
they?
but
Did they?
they made it look a little good.
They're
They
going
look better
against
than the
Jacksonville.
Eagles.
Jacksonville is no.
Everybody looks good against Jacksonville.
Not
Or
disagreeing with the point, but they're actually playing like you're having the defense against Jacksonville's
I think
offense,
the
who is actually
Lions
better than their defense. I
I
think the
think the
Lions are
Lions beat
okay.
the Lions beat the Eagles this week.
Ooh, maybe. I'm not against that, but it's so hard to pick this particular grouping. Like, I wish I knew the other options and hoping that there were better ones. Like,
Those
I
look
was able to get the Bengals defense without a problem. Like, I don't understand how that, people aren't targeting teams like that, or even
Yeah,
you know,
they were available in my league, but someone spent a waiver on him, and to me, they weren't worth a waiver pick. So
I'd be this guy. And that's the point. I'm at the end of my waivers. If you're at the end of the waivers, pick them up. Who cares?
I'm number 2. So sorry,
Oh, that's different. That's different.
can't do it. Neanderthals number 1.
That's different. All right, now
He's
you
holding
can.
out in front of me.
Yeah, I'm
All
going to
right,
choose the Eagles. That's my. Yeah.
there it is. So Jonathan saying, what are some good buy low wide receivers right now? I'm looking to move one of my running backs. I have Saquon and Mixon. I want to trade him, but I don't know who for. He also has J Rob, Damian Harris, and Zachary Moss.
I wouldn't get rid of any of those guys, but if you're looking to buy low,
He's looking to trade Mixon.
no, I get it. But trading Mixon, if you're trading Mixon away, you can only get guys in like low wide receiver two.
Go try to
For
get
what?
Debo with
Robert
Mixon.
Woods?
Go try to
Yeah,
get Debo.
you could probably try to get, Debo, but
As long as
and
Garoppolo stays quarterback.
honestly, you could probably try to get him now with him being hurt, because if he's hurt, people might be like, "No, I don't, get rid of him." But
He's
I don't
questionable,
know.
isn't he? We'll get into that.
He's questionable, but yeah, but anytime he's questionable is not a good thing.
You're freaking me out.
I'm just saying.
Might have to trade for a wide receiver. All right. So he says this Prism. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for us, man. And
Hell
don't
yeah.
make it your last question, man. Let us know any other questions you have.
Yeah,
He
we're
says
here
his
all
last
night.
question here is do you start Mixon or Swift?
Ooh.
I say Swift, man.
I'm gonna say Mixon because that matchup is going to pay off. What happened last week with Damian Harris? 2 touchdowns, 100+ yards. Yeah, I'm sticking with Mixon.
Samaje P. Ryan.
I'm not disagreeing with you there. I'm gonna have that conversation later.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Don't you worry.
Thank you, Jonathan. Somebody has my back.
Whatever.
I guess
Eagles are a better.
I've been hanging out with
Yeah,
Tycoon
you've been
too
hanging.
much.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're hanging out with Tycoon. On top of that, I'm telling you now, man. I'm telling you, the Eagles have a better defense than the Jets. I'm playing the better matchup.
Yeah. So Dim Boys is saying to Jonathan, try to get someone like DK Hill, Ridley, or Diop. I'd agree with
Another
everybody on
guy.
that list except for Ridley. But you could
Yeah.
possibly get Hill. Someone was offering
The,
me Hill for Aaron Jones. I
the
should
other
have
guy I
probably
was
pulled the
thinking
trigger,
about.
but it was non PPR, so I had to keep him.
I was thinking about Stephon Diggs.
Yeah, that's a nice guy as well. For Mixon
Yeah.
for Diggs.
Yeah.
I personally
That I
wouldn't
would
do it.
do.
I personally wouldn't
Well,
do it. I'd make the offer, yeah. But I wouldn't
but that's the
if
thing.
I had Diggs, I wouldn't take Mixon. I'm
I would
usually
do it
always take the
after
running back.
I would do it after this week, though. Wait until the end of this week to go and get someone like that with Mixon, because Mixon, I'm telling you now, if he doesn't blow up, I'm
So
going to be
high.
very surprised. Yeah, sell
You'll
high.
you'll be disappointed. on Monday, Mike. It's okay. We'll bring you on for the show just so you can tell us how disappointed you are with Mixon,
I'm not.
and then you
I'm
can go to
playing
bed.
him, Robinson, and Gaskin. I mean, I'm already gonna
Oh
be in hell.
God, our text line is gonna blow up.
Oh yeah.
There it is. We have Dim Boy saying for sure, Anthony. I like whatever he says after this. Lions definitely beat the
No,
Eagles this week. Let's go, baby. We're on that
I read
Detroit
that for a
Lions
minute.
hype train. Let's go.
For a minute I read it and I'm like Eagles this week and I'm like, oh, I didn't realize Lions defeat.
That's hilarious, man. Prism says, do you guys think that Watson gets traded? Jonathan Smith says 100% he doesn't play a snap. I agree with
he's not
Jonathan.
gonna.
And that's all I
Okay,
have to say about that.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents about it and then I'm done. He's not getting traded this season. He won't be traded until the offseason. The reason why is because the Miami Dolphins don't want to give up 3 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks for a guy that is going to be under indictment for some type of sexual abuse charge or sexual assault charge. There's no way in hell he is going to get traded this year. And even if it does happen, I would be it would be a miracle for him to play because I don't think any team would ever do it because it's just too much money and it's just too much draft capital to draft a guy like him without knowing what's going to happen. And they all said it. They all said it's all based on these, particular things. None of that's happening till February. So honestly, it's not happening.
Yeah.
Oh,
snap.
Who's this?
Oh, whoa. What up?
What up?
On a Friday? Oh man, I thought we were gonna get home early. This is crazy. Now we're gonna be here all
boys.
night now. What's up, Dustin?
What? Hey, I don't. Hey,
you just stop in the middle of saying, "Hey."
I thought you were gonna have
what up, fellas?
I thought you were gonna have
What
some
up,
crazy take, or like I thought you were gonna be like, yeah, Lions over Lions.
Nobody.
I don't think you guys are even allowed to talk anything about the Dallas Cowboys without me. I'm only here for quality control. What?
What the fuck is that?
What is this guy spending our money on? So I made the first major purchase of Get Right Now.
There it is.
The wacky inflatable arms guy.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Hold on. I'm getting doubles. I gotta close out our YouTube.
Too fun. There it is. All right. So anyway, I agree with that whole thing. So
yeah, he doesn't play.
We'll let you answer this question coming in hot off the mic.
Nah, I'm just here for quality control.
Oh, okay. Just to make
that's
sure
my job, man. I'm the quality assurance guy.
I'm like
we already
stuck.
have that here.
That's what I do for a living, man.
You'll get it fixed.
Yeah. So I was offered Gasecki or however you spell it for Knox.
I love it, Adrian. Pitts. I don't know how to spell it either, man.
It's Get Sicky, so it's GESICKI.
That doesn't matter.
Yeah. I'm okay with doing that if you absolutely need to, and especially if you don't have. Yeah, I mean, if you don't have better options to get off the waivers, then I'm okay with doing that. I mean, they're both right there. So,
what's this guy's name again, Mike? The guy that you're answering his question.
Adrian Betterson.
Yeah, it's not better.
Batterson?
Beat your son. Beat your son.
I was trying to just skip around it, man. I'm trying to come on.
That's his name, dude. We're just reading his name.
You heard
what, Mike? Hey, you dropped the F?
I didn't drop any F yet.
Oh, we're gonna have to roll the tape back.
Dim boys don't lie, dude.
Get on it.
Dim boys don't lie, dude.
Did he say that?
Where?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mike with the first F bomb tonight. Good job, class.
Mike's a couple.
I don't even remember doing it.
I know. That's how it happens. That's how it happens.
3 in. What?
Classic.
What? He's recapping in his mind.
Hey, roll the tape back.
I really am. I'm like, what the hell?
Roll the tape back.
Oh, Jonathan. Hey, read Jonathan's chat right now. I wrote that down in my notes, dude.
He says, also, I owe you guys $1,000 for saying Cobb would do nothing. And he had
Hey,
3
remember?
catches and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Hey, remember he said that Devontae Adams was going to have more points than him and knew he wasn't going to play. He was going to have more points than him with 0.
Dude, he
Oh,
played
God.
50%
That's
of the
right.
snaps. I sat there and went, huh? He played 50 snaps in that game. I sat there and watched every minute of that game and did not see that. Like, I didn't see him on the field. I thought he was in literally on 3rd down and literally at the goal line. Like, that's it.
So
I
to
was watching-
recap, I'm just going to say to recap, it looked all bad for us because we were all like, hey, go with Cobb. It's going to work out.
Yeah, the whole
And
time
it
I was
looked
like
super
about to
ugly.
I was about to text you guys like, see, what were you guys talking about with Cobb? All of a sudden.
Yeah.
Guys, I
And
picked
then
him up
just
in a league and played him.
touchdown. I was like, ooh, I'm glad I didn't send that text.
I did
picked
call
him up
that.
and
I
played
did
him.
call that Green Bay was going to win that game. Just saying.
You did. You did.
Go. We're on that Lions hype train right now.
Lions are my favorite fan base in the NFL by far.
What?
Like more
I'll be
than
the
Cowboys
one
fans.
contrarian.
Whoa.
Hey, poor
I was
guys,
happy with
dude.
what they did against the Rams, but then they got like boat raced at the end. So
Hey, they went all for it in that game.
they
there.
did. They
Hey,
definitely.
onside
They definitely.
kicks and-
A friend of mine was like, they're basically they're like that one kid in Madden that consistently doesn't want to like go like that goes
Yeah.
forward on 4th down, that like does the fake punt, the one that kicks, like
I don't even do the fake punt. I just go for every 4th
Oh
down.
yeah. Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I
if you're
almost
not
never
first, you're
punt
last.
unless I
Who cares?
absolutely need to.
Whoa,
I'm, like,
Dim boys.
4 and, like,
Hey, that's
30.
one for you, Dim boys. Chat counts, like Ant said.
Yeah, chat does count. We'll get there.
Wow.
Is this
Hey,
more to package Adams and a lesser wide receiver for 2 above average guys?
Oh, I did.
Mike.
I did. I just noticed that.
Yeah, that's
Good job,
he
Mike.
he was quoting somebody.
Children
I don't know if
watching.
it counts if you're quoting.
Yes,
That's
it
okay.
does.
Because Mike said it. He's just
I did.
providing the proof. So he was just reading back the
Yeah,
transcript.
he's just providing what I did. I was
via
like,
text. Yeah. He quoted
Oh,
it.
quotes on
verbatim.
count. Okay. If it's for Dim boys, I was going to say if we were trying to give Mike a pass, like, no, that counts. We're
Yeah.
live.
There you
go.
I'm only here to critique again. Like I have no analytic input for anything.
There it is. He's holding it down. All right.
No
so
worries, brother.
So back to this. Is it smart to package Adams and a lesser wide receiver for 2 above average guys? Depending on who those guys are, man. But Adams isn't hurt. He's just on COVID. So I'd keep Adams. Adams is going to probably be better than both of those above average guys by himself. So
Yeah, I
most
agree.
weeks. Yeah. So I'd hold Adams. To me, Adams is one of those untradeable type guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
I can put him in that.
unless you're getting another untradeable. Like I would trade Adams for Henry. And that's probably about it.
Oh my. And you're not doing that.
Explain how sorry, I know this is off subject. How did I draft Tyreek Hill and not DeAndre Hopkins, Tyreek Hill and Devontae Adams, and my whole rest of my team? I'll post it. I'm hovering 9th place. Out of, I think it's a 10-man league. It might not even be a 12.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a different year. So
I want to. Jonathan posted this twice. Thanks for your G-Man. My parlay hit. So thanks. No problem.
We love hearing it. We love hearing
always bet
people
against
from
the
Get Right
Giants.
making
Hey,
it.
and
Yeah.
you're gonna win.
Let's go. I love it.
It's based on your parlay.
Hey,
Right? Oh, Jonathan says, wow, is this a blue moon or is Dustin on a Friday show? Look at
I love
that. They love you, man.
Hey,
Let's go.
hey, life hits you fast, man. I'm like semi-retired this week. My crypto's been hitting, so I just stopped working for the week.
Damn.
And
Yeah, you've been on that. We were talking about that all night after the last show. That was fun. I told you our Christmas.
That's
time
what I was
would
gonna
be
say
ready to-
before. Hey, Frank,
Okay,
cut me
yeah.
out. If you guys are crypto people, hit me up. Let's talk outside of the chat. You know what I mean? If you want to get
Jeez.
rich. I'm just kidding. This is not financial advice. But Mike did say the F word, so
For real.
I sound like a little kid. He said the F word.
That's funny. Dimboy says I actually had a guy ask for Adams, and I told him the only person I'd trade for him is Henry. See, we're on that
Yeah.
same. We're on that
Makes
same
sense.
vibe, Dimboys. We're on that same vibe.
Let me ask you guys this: straight up trade. Are you guys taking Tyreek Hill for Devontae?
Yeah,
I would. Yeah.
because
Me too.
currently he's
So
not
we're all
hurt,
lying.
'cause Hill's playing. No, Hill's
It's not
playing
Derrick
hurt.
Henry.
Well, Hill's hurt. I'd be more.
No, I
and the
wouldn't.
funny thing.
No, we're talking about Adams. Who would you trade Adams for? I
No,
wouldn't trade Adams for Hill.
Wait.
him for
Would
Henry.
you trade Adams for Hill? No, I
No.
wouldn't. If you were looking
That's
to
what I was
get
asking.
Adams for, okay. I thought it was Hill for Adams.
Yeah.
If you
that's
had
different.
Adams, would you take Hill for him?
No, not at all.
No.
You asked it the other way around, but
I
no.
You
sure
did
as
ask
hell
the other way
would.
around. You asked the other way around, though. That's why I was
It's
confused.
Friday night, dude.
I know.
Hey,
It's
What do you
okay.
guys expect from me?
See, he's 5-2. He's 8th out of 12 in points scored. Oh, you got one of those easy schedules. I keep drawing the hardest freaking guy every week.
I'm getting my
4-2.
week. This week, like this in the next like 3 weeks, I have like the easiest schedule. So I'm happy.
All right,
I might get out of it.
We finally have a start sit question on the start sit show.
Yeah.
We love it.
Hey, we
What's
got
up?
an Emil sighting.
What's up, Emil? Should
up,
I start
Emil?
Gainwell or Devontae Booker?
Ooh, ew.
Booker. Disgusting either way.
Yeah. It's a disgusting answer, but yeah. I mean, I don't mind
You have
Gainwell.
Gainwell
honestly.
against the Lions, and you have Devontae Booker against the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know. And Chiefs are being horrible lately. The hard part is we won't know more about that.
But they're not playing the Giants. They're gonna smash you guys. It's a
I mean,
get right game.
Whoa.
The
It's a
hard
get-right
part
game for
is
Kansas City. Start Gainwell. I'm starting Gainwell with you. Emil.
I'd rather go Gainwell if I had a choice, but Booker's not a bad option.
That's the whole question. You
Yeah,
do
but
have
I would've
Booker,
went-
Booker gets his own carries compared to splitting them with someone like Boston Scott. I'd rather have the guy that's getting everything compared to the guy that's only getting one or two.
In a
So-
PPR, give me Gainwell.
Oh, PPR, I'm going Gainwell for sure.
Can
But
I
that's
recap?
the difference.
You can recap whatever you want.
I'm not starting no Eagles running backs, period. If
Yeah,
Miles
me
Sanders was the number one and he wasn't even worthy of a start, why are we starting two running backs that are now going to split the load
Dude,
of somebody that their number one wasn't even relevant?
yeah. Well, and the funnier part is I have all of this no more than like a couple points down here.
Yeah.
That's my biggest question.
Hey.
Do you play Gainwell or Boston Scott? And if you play either, are you going to be okay with playing
Who?
one of those two? Boston Scott. I didn't say
What was it? Hey,
Boston.
Boston.
Boston Scott.
I love it, dude. I love it. I wish
Okay,
I
I'll get
had.
him
I'm
out.
sorry.
I'll get him out of the way. Hot dog. Okay. What's the other one?
New Jersey.
New Jersey.
Forget about it.
Forget about it.
Hey, I'm walking over here.
I'm walking
Over here.
Them
And
boys
I'm
say-
like,
Hey, even in the
dude.
hand. Hey, just the Italiano.
Dude, I'm on
Sorry.
I am on the farthest spectrum from being anywhere near New York City, like Italian, anything. Like I am on
I think I'm
I'm
I'm further
all the
away
way over
from New
here.
York than you are. I'm
No
way further
shit.
away from New York than you are. The whole California thing, hey, pretty far away.
Jonathan
Hey, let me ask
says-
you this.
Go ahead. I was just gonna say,
I covered it.
Jonathan said, Emil, I just rock no running back
Yeah.
or flex and wait
I
till
don't blame
next
him.
week. So I just had to throw that out there. So go ahead.
I
Yeah.
don't blame him, honestly.
I'd
then
save
he's
my
also saying
I'd
you're
save my
speaking the truth.
kicker. I'd save my kicker and run with no flex if that was my options for sure.
Oh, we already had this conversation.
Man.
Hey,
All
is D Hop gonna hit 90 plus yards this year, or should that be somebody that everybody goes to trade for with a high name? Obviously, he's had his two touchdown games.
Yeah. Maybe.
I'm worried about the
I
Kyler
think you should
situation.
I think if
Personally,
you're
I'm
worried
trying to
about
trade
getting
him.
if you're worried about getting scores, go for DK.
Yeah, you have a you have a buy low window. I mean, that's what we said, right? We bought low on
Yeah.
AJ Brown when he was hurt.
I'm saying a
Dealing
sell
with his
high
hammy.
more than a buy low.
Oh, D Hop's hurt right now though. He didn't even
Yeah, you
finish
can
that
only
game.
sell him low. Yeah. No, he was in and out of that game. And the funny
Yeah,
thing
but
is during that game,
Kingsbury said Once he
You didn't
found
even
out that
know.
D-Hop was putting himself in, he
Yeah,
said, "We already made the
Yeah.
decision." Yeah.
Yeah,
He's like, "How'd he
had
get in
no
there?"
clue.
Yeah, he just
And that was
ran in.
That was the thing that made no sense when I heard about it. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Like it makes no. Oh, it looks like Den Boys is offering you D-Hop there, Dust.
You guys could take
Oh,
that offline.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I'm
you guys
saying
can take that off.
I'm saying he's a sell high.
No, you sell low. You can't sell them high
That's
now.
all I'm saying.
Can't sell them low right
Freaking
now.
D-Hop.
All right, Jonathan with Marvin
What
Jones.
are we gonna get? Tooney? Hey, Tooney.
It's Tony. It's Tony.
Devontae Smith,
Freaking New Yorkers.
Marvin Jones, or Myers? Pick one. Or pick two. Pick two, just. Dustin.
I was like, "Who's that?"
Hold on,
I got
a crypto question I'm waiting for. Devontae Smith, Marvin Jones, Myers pick two. All right, check it out. Here's exactly what I'm gonna do. I don't lie to you guys.
He's gonna pick Myers.
I'm dropping Devontae. I'm dropping Marvin Jones. I'm playing Myers, and I'm on the waiver wire for my second wide receiver. I'm guessing we can't run a running back. I'm dropping both those guys.
Why would you drop Jones and Smith?
I disagree.
All right, so here's how fantasy works. Like, you want to play the guy that scores the most points. I have zero.
But why would you drop the number one receiver on both teams for what reason?
Who's the number one receiver on New York? Galladay, Sterling Shepard.
No.
I'm not starting none of those guys.
Shepard.
Just because. Hey, who's the number one receiver on Jacksonville? LaVisca?
Marvin Jones.
Has his numbers showed that he's a number one?
He is the
Who has the most points out of the three of them?
I will look that up now, but it is more than likely Marvin Jones.
In a PPR?
In a PPR league.
I'm not buying the number one receiver thing because there's number two receivers that are scoring more than number one receivers on other teams. That's just my opinion. I think there's better names out there on your waiver wire. Jonathan,
would you rather have Emmanuel Sanders over any of these three guys?
Yes.
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 You guys both answered that. So
yes.
Well, I would.
Hey,
I mean, honestly.
Hey, Jonathan's taking us to school in these next couple chats. Hey, and we appreciate it.
Yes.
Tony. Is it Tone? Kind of.
Tone.
We know what he means.
Gaskin.
We got beat up last show. I think it was Tycoon.
We had Tycoon here. Smith and Myers.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would go. I like Jones better, and I'm playing Jones or Myers. Like I have to pick between the two. So honestly, I prefer until freaking Myers scores a damn touchdown. It's just annoying. I know that you think he's gonna go for 3, but
2. I'll go 2.
Okay, you got to knock it down a little bit. That's my thing. I mean, until he scores, I don't feel confident with him. So for me, it's more. I feel more confident with Jones over and the matchup. I mean, honestly, the matchup's better in my opinion. I think Myers is going to be lined up on Chris Harris most of the game.
Yeah, the Chargers are more run funnel team.
Yeah, so I don't know. I don't feel comfortable.
Herbert off the field, so
yeah.
And actually, Dustin, to me, give me Smith and I'll take Smith and Jones.
Dustin, to answer your question, Marvin Jones is more points than Laviska Shenault and half point.
Yeah, because this first came in, we're talking about half point. Prism.
Oh, come on. It's the same crap.
Don't get blocked, Prism.
Oh, stop. Stop.
Yeah.
We're not having that happen again. And
so is this the same guy?
That's 7 rings.
I say no.
Oh no, I was gonna talk about Marvin Jones. Who's winning, Cowboys or Vikings? Obviously Cowboys.
Okay.
Next question. That was easy.
Vikings.
I speak for the whole Get Right community, the network, the channel, everybody. To be honest, the reason I hate the Vikings so bad is because the first game I went to when I flew to Dallas to go watch a game, the Vikings beat us. I think it was in overtime or late fourth quarter. So I absolutely hate them. I hate Skull. I apologize if you guys are Vikings fans. It makes no sense. Mike, you remind me of Vikings fans sometimes, but like you're much cooler.
I am part Norwegian and somewhat a descendant of Vikings. So
that's what I'm saying. You look like a lot of Vikings fans. I love you. I do. I like the Giants more than I like the Vikings. I'll say that. So I mean, we have that going for us.
Are you a Giants fan?
We're gonna soundbite that too.
I know. I'm gonna keep that forever.
Make sure to say I hate Skull.
He's like, as long as you
have
keep
you ever chewed Skull? It's gross.
Hey, my pops does. I should have never got on Friday nights, guys. I'm sorry. I'm taking us so far away from the show.
Hey,
we're an hour in. We're an hour in and haven't touched the game. So let's.
15 minutes is a long time for airtime. We'll get there.
Yeah.
We're just warming up the audience. We're waiting for everybody to get here.
There you go.
The show's on. Everybody has to put the kids to bed, and then they'll hop on. So,
Dak's not playing.
I think most of them are asleep already.
Hey, Dak's not playing, man. When you have a 3-game advantage, even if not, like Cowboys are doing the right thing. If we sit Dak, obviously, I would love to see us play Dak. But I don't want him to re-injure that. So if you guys have Dak, definitely, I would just say sit him at this point. So
and grab Rush.
Ooh, you're getting the hate from Brooks over here.
Don't.
No, I don't. I think
burned.
I think I got burned by Dustin, and he's just telling me that I'm burned. That's fine.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I was like, ooh.
I'm on there.
I was like, shots fired, bro. Damn, Brooks.
Anthony, hey.
You see me? I was like, I don't even know if I want to put this one up.
Nah, it's all good, brother.
Auschwitz jokes. Mike McCarthy, Vikings MVP. No, I'm saying that's what Anthony was thinking. Mike McCarthy, Vikings MVP. Oh, that's dirty.
That's dirty. All right, so let's get into some game breakdowns, man. You guys want to break down a game finally? Like what this whole show was, what it was about? It's all right. We'll get there. For those people watching in the morning, they'll hit that description. They'll get the timestamp, and we'll get into it, man. Before we get into that, he said, I meant Dustin burnt Mike. I should have clarified. Mike's my guy, even though I hate the Giants. Let's go.
Right.
That's what's up, man.
And it's okay, Brooks.
It's all love
like
here, man.
The Patriots. I don't like the Patriots either. No, it's okay. I don't like the Patriots either. But since Brady,
you know why he hates the Giants.
But I hated him because of Brady. So Brady's no longer there. I'm good.
So you hate Tampa Bay?
Yeah. Let's get this. Drop. No. Do not do that. Do not do that.
Not at all.
Hector, please do not do that.
I mean, unless you're like in a 3 QB league.
No. Not even that.
No.
Not worth your time.
Hey, I'm dropping CEH for nothing.
Hold on.
I'll take Randall Cobb over CH.
I will not take that blasphemy, Mike. We will not say no. In a 3 QB league, Lance is pick-upable.
Okay, how many 3 QB leagues are there out there?
None. Moving on.
Exactly my point.
All right, so we have the Carolina Panthers at Atlanta
He's
Falcons.
pick-upable.
At Atlanta Falcons, we have the Falcons favored by 3 with an over-under that was just updated.
I've never been in one. I'm in a 15
47.
leagues.
47 implied point total. So, Mike, break us down. Where are we at with the injuries in this game? Who are we looking at? Let us know where we're at, man.
All right. So what we know, Sam Darnold's coming off a bad loss, being benched, playing against the Giants. That was a huge win for us, and also a really bad win or loss for them. They're facing the Falcons, who pulled off a big win against the Dolphins, which they played pretty well in, to be honest. Carolina side, we know that CMC is not going to be there. Maybe next week he'll be there. We'll see. No Terrence Marshall this week. He's still out with a concussion and still in concussion protocol. It looks like Atlanta has all their offensive options. They look good. Even Russell Gage looked good. Michael Davis had some type of injury at the end of the game, but he's not even on the injury report, so he should be fine. So honestly,
I heard it's not looking good for Mike Davis.
In what capacity?
I know I'm not even on camera. I'm just saying, don't be surprised. Mike Davis may be a non-start. Stay tuned. I did call Dak.
He's
day before
not
yesterday.
He's not on the injury report at all. You think he's
Honestly,
going to be
it's hard for me to
a healthy scratch?
I want to call him a healthy scratch. I just I've been on Twitter a lot lately. So
no, you're good, man.
My Twitter Twitter sphere, whatever it's called.
Twitter sphere.
If they're right, I feel like I couldn't say that right. Yeah.
No, I'm interested.
I would
they
just
think that he's going to be unhealthy.
I would expect for Mike Davis not to start, possibly.
Not to start
again,
but still
super
play,
early.
Correct.
Oh, damn! Whoa, we're getting technical. I guess that's why we're here.
Yeah.
I want to start Mike
That's
Davis.
why I'm bringing it up, man. Because if you
Mike's
can't,
intrigued,
no, you're right.
He's the injury
you're
guy.
right.
Nothing gets past
like,
Mike when it comes to injuries. So
no,
he's
man,
very
I do that. I'm very on that. That's why, man.
I asked about Dak. I'm just saying I wouldn't start Mike Davis in any leagues.
Okay, no, that's fair.
Ever, honestly, not just this week because he's hurt, but like ever, I would never start Mike Davis in my entire life.
No, and honestly, I'm in the same boat. Like honestly, I wouldn't be playing him either. He's not someone I would, on that particular team I would start. Cordero Patterson, Calvin Ridley, even Kyle Pitts are the only ones that I feel comfortable starting in this particular matchup. Carolina is
and Matt Ryan.
That took a lot for you to say there, Mike, I think, about Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, it hurt. It hurt.
I was gonna say I wasn't gonna let you just let that fly.
But I have to, honestly. No, you're right. And honestly, the only reason why I feel that way is just because they're using him in the way that they should, and they've been playing a lot better off the bye, which I found really odd as well. Which good for them. They finally figured out that he's not
Isn't that what
tight
you're
end.
supposed to do? This is dropping the Atlanta hate right now. Go ahead.
No, honestly, and they're playing him like a wide receiver, which is what he truly is. He is not like a tight end. He's built like a tight end, but he's faster and leaner than most wide receivers. Play him, and he's been playing mostly outside and not in a inline tight end position. If you look at where he is on the field, so honestly, he's doing better in what they're doing now. They're realizing they have a weapon to use, and Matt Ryan's relying on him. So, good for him. I'm hoping he's not in the top 8, but, I'm happy if he does. I mean, honestly, it's one of those things where, I'm okay losing that type of bet if he can actually do okay. But I've been the biggest hater on him, and that's why he called me out. It makes sense. But, I'm happy playing him this week. I mean, it's a good matchup for him. Carolina defense has been okay lately, and then for the first 4, 5, 6 weeks, they were one of the top defenses. But unfortunately, they've fallen off the last few weeks. Shaq Thompson has been hurt, and he's coming back. It looks like he's questionable for today, for this game coming up. So that's kind of a big deal in some ways, but not always. They're going to get Stephon Gilmore, I think, is going to be available for this game. So all the wide receiver options might be tough, but either way, Carolina, the only guys that you feel comfortable playing are Chuba Hubbard and DJ Moore. There's nobody else in that offense that you trust.
So you've come crashing back to earth on the whole Sam Darnold is your savior.
Yeah, he's getting that. No. First of all, I didn't say savior. I did say that he'd be a top 12 quarterback at the end of the season, and he's right around that part. So we're getting there.
All right. I'm just saying. Man, I had to give it to you in that segment. I apologize. A lot of bold takes you had coming back at you in that one. But no, that was good, man. So are you starting Darnold or Matt Ryan if you had to in this one?
Matt Ryan.
Matt Ryan, easy.
Yeah, that's an easy one.
And what about Gage? He's coming off a nice game last week, scored the touchdown. Obviously wasn't playing up to his potential, what we all thought coming out of the beginning of the year. Let's
Not
go
we
with
all.
Gage over. Go ahead.
I've thought nothing of Gage ever.
Okay.
No,
I'm just saying Gage wouldn't. Yeah, I know a lot of people are, but I have absolutely zero shares of Gage. Like, I don't care if it was Dynasty and he was on the waiver wire. I'm not picking up Gage.
Ooh,
I picked him up in a lot of best ball leagues.
there it is.
I don't want to talk about best ball leagues.
guess
I
we have to
just
do
found
that.
out how to look up.
Well,
our
here we go.
scores.
So you're gonna play Gage or Khalif Raymond?
Khalif, next question.
No,
Hey, back to you.
I'm gonna.
Hey, Khalif,
I'm
back
gonna
to you,
go with
Anthony.
Gage.
Is that the right area though? Right? That was close
Yeah.
at least, right?
No, you're right.
Hey, Classic couldn't even look at the camera when he said that. You're not confident in that.
There it is.
Hey,
There it is.
what is up with Hey, what is it? Tyrell Williams? Like, this guy just like
Yeah, he pulled his hammy. He hasn't
Yeah,
played in like 2
no,
months.
yeah, no, he had a concussion and then he
Oh.
pulled his hammy. Yeah,
Poor guy.
okay. So I was thinking he was on this for concussion the whole time, and I'm not belittling concussions. Obviously, like, I think one thing we'll say, like I'll say from the whole show, it is super sad. Like, I know we do this as a business or just like for fun, all that kind of stuff. It is sad everything that happens to these guys. Concussions are real.
of course.
CT is real. All that kind of stuff. But I was just thinking, like, hey, people get concussions and they come right back in the game. If you're a quarterback and you could sell it
Oh my god,
that quick,
Russell?
like they're back in the game.
Yeah,
Yes. Hey, but
Mahomes.
you look at these other guys.
He was
Daniel
like
Jones.
Mahomes.
Hey, Daniel Jones.
No.
tried to pick it off.
Twice he's been like that.
He was out. he was
was
labeled
out.
out within 2 minutes when he got off the field. No, he was out. Don't even
Well,
go.
hey,
Don't
when the
go the
other
Daniel
team had to
Jones route.
carry him off the field.
Yeah,
No, but what I'm
No.
saying is he tried to sell it off, right? Like a lot of quarterbacks do, he tried to sell it off. Like, hey, I'm trying to
Yeah.
stay in the game. I want to help my team win.
Oh,
I'm a
of
little
course.
woozy right now, but I could play
Yeah.
the game.
And
Then
he
I look at
literally
Tyrell
fell.
and I'm like, this dude has
2
been out
months, too.
7 games. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey,
okay.
for a
The
concussion, when these guys.
The one thing I will say, remember Jordan Reed and his particular scenario. He had
Brandon Cooks.
like 10 plus Brandon Cooks. He's had like 10
Free
to
Brandon.
12 concussions. And the thing is when you get so many, it gets to a point where you can't, like, I'm not going to say there's like a steady amount, but honestly, Tyrell has gotten to the point where I think Gronk had like 15 or more in his career, and he's literally only like been on an injury report for like 4. Like, honestly, it's
Is it
all
like
based on
Varsity
how.
Blues? Hey.
Yeah.
you
No,
get one more
honestly,
concussion, like.
yeah. No, you're thinking of Not Another Teen Movie. But yeah, same concept.
Oh.
And
Okay.
the parody
It's not
of
funny at all.
Varsity Blues.
Hey, it's not funny at all. But like,
No,
hey,
but no,
all right,
you're not
like,
wrong.
You've hit
in
your
that
threshold, like.
you can get to a point where it becomes an issue with your health, and that is where teams are starting to realize this and pull players off. And actually, one thing I will commend in this particular matchup that we're talking about with the Atlanta Falcons, Calvin Ridley was out for personal issues for at least one game, and the reason was mental issue. Like, he had some type of mental thing that he needed to take care of, which is great. And it's great that they were aware of it, that they handled it and let him take care of it on, whatever way that he needed to get taken care of.
You gotta love it.
And it's great
There's
to
somebody
see.
else
And
that can
honestly,
come to mind.
it was
Somebody
on the
else.
Raiders.
I know he missed 3 games. It
Yeah,
is,
recently.
and his face is in my head, but I can't think of it.
Are
And
you
they let
thinking
him
of
miss 3
Incognito?
games. No,
It's not
God,
Incognito.
No.
Lane Johnson.
I won't talk
Lane
about.
Johnson.
I won't
Eagles.
put my comments out there about Incognito.
Yeah,
that's
that
a
was a
whole
little weird.
That'll be
But-
a show on its own.
No, Lane Johnson just had a interview with Jay Glazer about the whole mental health and anxiety and stuff like that. Honestly, it's a big deal, and a lot of these guys get that with the concussions and things like that with CT, and they even come in with it. Brandon Marshall talks about it all the time, and he had his stuff very public back in the day when he, it was something to do with the car and the broken back window or something like it. He's gone through so much, and he's a big proprietor of supporting that every year. You see it every year. So let's get back to it. So Blake Little.
This is not nothing. Hey, I'm not gonna shout Dak out, but hey, my boy Dak, he's a big proponent of that. Obviously, he lost his brother, so he's big on that too. You know.
Yeah.
Well, he just lost his grandma, but I'm saying he lost his brother to suicide, so he's big on like, hey, hey, you know, say something. So actually, everybody on the show, man, if you guys ever want to reach out to any of us on the show, I know that's not obviously what our show's about, but hey, we're here, man. We'll lend an ear for sure anytime. So
Adams was out.
Sorry,
only missed 2 plays. Just getting into that. Blake, if you're still watching,
that's what I was thinking. Them boys.
Exactly.
Adams was out cold.
Yeah,
and brought itself back in the game.
Yeah. We all seen that and said there's no way he should have been in.
Yeah, there was no way he should have been in.
Yeah. That was against the Niners. Blake Little, if you're still watching, man, we appreciate it. We're getting your question here. AJ Brown or Nick Chubb at the flex full PPR.
That's tough.
That's a
tough
dude,
one. I'm gonna go Chubb
PPR with no Julio. We've seen what AJ Brown could do.
You got to stick with the running back, man.
In PPR, I don't think you have to stick with the running back in the flex
volume plus.
Give me.
I'm with Mike. If he wasn't coming off injury, I'm totally on the running back side. But AJ Brown,
give me AJ Brown.
Okay, he's at his floor right now. He had a great game, but he's at his floor.
We're skipping a ton of games, but I will say this: AJ Brown had a limited practice, full practice, did not practice today. You do not want to see a degree like some type of degree, I'm saying it wrong. I was going to say digression, but it's not the word. You don't want to see a decline in the person's in practice status. You want to see it improving compared to not improving. I'm not saying that he won't play. There is no tag to him. Like, it doesn't say he's questionable, but it's definitely something to keep an eye on just in case. So I'm not saying not play him, but they're both hurt. I would just go, I just like Chubb, more guaranteed targets, guaranteed touches. So that's just me.
I think it is just you because I'm going AJ Brown.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm going Chubb.
There it is.
If Anthony's going AJ Brown, I'm 100% going Chubb. And that's my only reason.
There it is.
The Rasta Reaper. Hey.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, I think
you guys. Hey, you guys think I'm kidding? I'm dead serious. If I have that choice, and Anthony says it, so Anthony is one of the greatest minds in football, right? When he backs somebody, like, I just hope he never tells me he supports me because, like, hey, I'm walking out. I'm walking out in a bubble the next day for sure.
Gonna pull a hammy.
Yeah, getting out of bed. I'm gonna Sammy Sosa just hurt my back, ruin my career over just getting out of bed.
That's terrible. We got Adrian here saying, "What's going on with Dak? Do you guys think he's gonna play?" Real quickly,
no.
We kind of touched on this, but Dustin's already said no. Mike looks like he's.
I'm at
no.
like 10% he'll play.
I'm just I'll go no as well, just because.
Yeah.
And
if he can pull the who was it? DeAndre Hopkins. If he get DeAndre Hopkins and just like sneak his way on the field.
Well, he's a quarterback, man. He ain't gonna happen.
I was like, wait, where'd that?
That's the only. Yeah, like hey, he's just not dressed to come out and throws his pads on, just sprints out there. Like that's probably the only way, because there's no reason to play him right now and risk injury. Because Cowboys could make a push, right? I'm not gonna say they will anything, Mike.
You're already at the top of the division. You're fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
We're 5 and what is it? We're 5-2.
Probably, and it don't matter because
what Eagles you guys?
Ain't gonna come out of nowhere. I don't care where I am.
Why is Zeke trending right now on Twitter? Let me hold on, guys.
So Con9 good play says thought of Mike Williams for this week. How do you feel about him for the whole season?
I like Mike Williams. He's always he's just that prototypical wide receiver in a good offense. I think he will be fine. He will give you those games where you're going to be like, where the hell was he? But so does everyone else. You can say that about Mike Evans. You can say that about who's another guy that can just give you a goose here and there.
Everybody
But
on
honestly,
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, well, that's the point. If you have a team with so many weapons, it's just you're going to have a day where you don't go off. It's just based on how everything flows and goes to you. But when he goes off, he goes off. So
If you
I
could tell me
like
he's-
Mike Williams.
If you could tell me he stays healthy, I like him as well.
Yeah, me too.
It's
Yeah,
just we've
He
seen
goes
this from
off
Mike Williams
for
before.
sure.
yeah. And you
No
skipped
matter
one.
how
And
fair or even, or what did I check?
So can I ask
You-
you guys
this
this?
one?
Hey, Mike Williams or Keenan Allen, who you guys starting? You could only play one.
I put that one up
Keenan.
already when he was going.
Oh,
to
you
bed.
did? I didn't know
Yeah.
that. My bad.
No, you were going off about your concussions, so I said peace to him, and hopefully he saw
All
it.
right. Later. And thanks, man. We appreciate
We appreciate
that.
it. Absolutely, Prism. We'll see you again on either Sunday
Next
morning
Friday.
or Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 Pacific.
Mike, we got your boy in the chat.
Let's see.
Who?
No matter how
I know.
We'll get-
I
Hey,
know,
we'll
you'll
get to it.
Oh, Adrian's saying I'm the
Is
only
this-
one in the league.
This
No.
tastes like spit.
Am I the only one in
Sorry.
in their league that no one is making trades with anymore?
No,
no
I'm
matter
there
how
too.
fair-
No, you're
No
not.
matter how fair or even it is, or little in their favor, people refuse to accept the trade and send me back troll trades. So
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
It's
Adrian.
rough out there.
if you're watching this show, you're
Hey.
probably that guy in your league that's having this happen to them.
Yes, because they know that you know more. So not talking bad on anybody else. However,
Let's go.
trust
then, boys.
your waiver wire. Trust listening to us. Take what you want. Take obviously, like, we're only going to throw our opinions out there. We're going to be right on some. We're going to be wrong on some. But if you're watching the show, you're going to be ahead of waiver wires on everybody else. So, hey, just
make
trust
sure-
it. You don't need trades. Sometimes we
Yeah.
chase big names because we feel like, oh, they're going to make a comeback or whatever. You don't need to trade all the time.
Khalil
I've
Herbert.
yeah. Hey, I found myself ignoring more trades this year than I ever have in my life. So I'm cool off the big names last year. I'm rambling. So to give an example, I have CMC. When I sat there and I waited on him and I did all this, I was hurting. I traded him off, and I've just been working my waiver wire, and I've been on a win streak in one of my leagues. Just because I'm not banking on that big name, and I'm just trying to make it happen. So you can win off the waiver wire for sure. Again, a la Randall Cobb, all that kind of stuff. Like, it's not every week, but sorry.
Yeah, no, it can happen, and that's why we say
Hey.
no. That's why we say draft receivers late. Like, don't like you can find those guys like Randall Cobb week to week that can produce and get you more than what someone like D Hop might give you because you're forced to start him if you see he's healthy, and then he ends up not being trying to sneak his way on the field. So you just got to be careful with that kind of stuff. So I agree with you.
You
AJ
can
Brown
find
is
a receiver. Yeah, you can
You
find
could,
a receiver a lot more than a running back.
absolutely. Arthur Juan is being managed all year
I was
because
just
of his
saying you
knee
can find a
issues.
receiver a lot easier than you can find a running back.
Definitely.
Oh, for sure.
So I don't even pay attention to his practice status this year.
No, I
Absolutely.
don't blame you.
Same thing
Well,
like with DeAndre Swift.
I was going to say
he's
Henry. I mean, Henry, you won't see him play Wednesday, Thursday, and I always try to make that aware in our in the channel that you will never see Henry on the practice schedule for Thursday or for Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, he always comes back and practices full. He's always going to be fine, But same concept, I guess. Yeah. Emmanuel Sanders, I am bullish. He is definitely, like Dem Boy said, he's a wide receiver 2 for now. Until they tell you differently. And I think he will be that way more even with Dawson Knox out.
Congratulations, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Let us know what it was.
Hey, tell us about it.
Yeah, that's all
Your
I got.
boy.
Still coming. We're getting caught up. We were like 10 minutes behind on chats. We apologize, guys.
10 minutes.
Do you think
rant.
this is a good
Sorry.
trade? My quarterback is Kyler Murray, and the trade is I give him Kyler Murray, Rob Gronkowski, and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Hurts.
No. I don't think he gives Kyler Murray away.
Oh, so he's saying
I
give
give
him
him Rob Gronkowski, not
I
Kyler
give
Murray.
Rob Hill
Okay.
and Jalen Hurts and
For-
Gainwell for Mike Williams, TJ Hawkinson, and Jay Taylor. So he's giving
Go ahead,
away
give me the Taylor side.
Gronkowski, Hill, Hurts, and Gainwell. That's a lot. I would not do that.
No. Hey, give me the Taylor side, my boy. Let's go. I'm getting Taylor and Mike Williams.
Yeah,
Take that Taylor Williams.
Yeah, I mean, honestly,
you're basically
no.
trading Tyreek Hill for Mike Williams and Taylor. The rest of the pieces are whatever to me.
It's Tyreek and Hurts for Taylor and Williams. That's all it is. But at the same time, because Gronk is nothing.
Yeah, I wouldn't do it.
Oh, sorry, not Hurts. Gronkowski's nothing. Hurts is actually worth something.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, you're giving up a quarterback for no reason. Like, you take Jalen Hurts out of that, to me.
Yeah, but if I'm giving up
I see what he's
Hill
doing.
is the only name that I really care about on that side.
Yeah, he's doing it because he's trying to get rid of his second quarterback, which is Jalen Hurts, which I can understand for a better running back. Well, I'm just saying, for me, you're giving away your second quarterback. It makes sense, but at the same time, I honestly think that you are giving up too much to get those players.
Then boys agrees with you.
Yeah.
As do I.
Yeah.
I'd modify that trade. You could still get
I would
Taylor,
definitely modify it. If you're trying to get Taylor,
you can do it with some of those pieces. Just trade Hurts straight up for Taylor.
And Jonathan Taylor.
Just trade Hurts and Gainwell for Taylor. Like, to me, that's fine.
Who's accepting that?
But honestly, I see what he's doing is he's trying to get a quote-unquote upgrade with Hawkinson, even though they're both hurt, and trying to do like it.
Rob Gronkowski is coming back this week.
Yeah, he's coming off a rib injury where he got 5 broken ribs, 1 punctured lung. I know he's coming back and he's limited all week and he's questionable and they said he looks good, but that doesn't mean he's actually going to play.
He's totally healed and fine and the x-rays are great, but I just don't believe it.
He's got more lungs, dude. Hey, he's got way more lungs than that. He'll be all right.
Everybody's one hit away from being hit.
Ribs are one of the hardest things. Ribs are one of the hardest things to heal.
Yeah, we were saying that about Darrell Henderson. He had the same exact injury, and he gets hit a lot more than Gronkowski is going to get hit. That's the first time anyone's basically seen Gronk get hit like that. Usually it's low to the knee. He never gets hit high like that. It's usually to the legs that he gets hit. So that was just a freak accident. Fire up Gronkowski. Don't give away all that.
Oh, no, I'm saying do not give away all that.
Get Jonathan Taylor. You're getting Jonathan Taylor and Mike Williams. You're only giving away Tyreek.
Yeah, you should be able to do that. Just Tyreek and Gainwell. Make that happen.
Yeah. No. I don't even want those other guys on my roster. I guess that's what I'm saying.
You're trading away Tyreek and Gainwell to get Jonathan Taylor and Mike Williams.
I don't even want Gainwell at all. Like,
you're trading away Gainwell. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get rid of him. Good. Yeah, good. Send him. Shoot him.
All right, Emil.
You can have him.
Thanks for sticking with us.
Sorry.
Who would you sell Hollywood Brown for? It's kind of tough, man, because it really depends
on what you're looking for.
What you're looking for, team rosters, who the other team is, and all that. That's why you want to be part of the Get Right Fantasy Network Sleeper community. Upload your whole roster there, man. We'll break it down for you and let you know what you should go after there. But any quick, just off the top of your head, if you were, getting an offer for Hollywood Brown, who would you trade him for?
Damn near anybody. Next question.
I like Hollywood, so
Hollywood hands.
I mean, selling for a receiver straight up is kind of weird. So if anything, you're looking probably for
a running back. Yeah,
like maybe you can go get CEH. David Montgomery.
I was going to say James Robinson is probably
maybe James Robinson since he's coming off a bye. People haven't really heard or seen him in a while. You can sometimes get people with that. Kind of out of sight, out of mind. So keep that in mind. All right, Kyle, Jalipsy. If you're new here to the show,
up,
I think we've seen you here before, though, Kyle. But of course, if for whatever reason, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button for us, then hit that like button. We're donating $1 to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research Foundation. And we have Dim Boys, who's here holding down the chat. He and his family are matching our dollar for every new subscriber that we get from now until the end of the month. So make sure you hit that
Kudos.
subscribe.
Shout out Dim Boys again,
Share it.
man.
Share it with your friends.
And the family. Wife,
Get that
kids.
subscribe button up there. We would love to hit our max donation. And who
Hell yeah.
knows, we would love to even probably pay a little more.
Oh, for sure.
So let's do it. I'd love to get to 300, man. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that'd be great.
And then from there, let's push it to 4. So we'll keep it going. All right. So who do you trust to start this weekend? Keenan Allen or Mike Evans?
That's a tough one.
Hey,
honestly,
yikes,
the matchup with
trade him.
the matchup with Marshawn Lattimore with Michael Evans has been one of the biggest matchups that you see
talked
so
about
far.
that on Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm more on Keenan Allen than I would be.
Yeah, I have him a few spots ahead as well, so I'll take Keenan Allen. I'll stay away from that. Brady has more options he could go to.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, Brown's out, so I understand the
Evans and
reasoning for it.
Lattimore are just going to basically take each other out of the game mentally. They're going to be fighting, late shotting each other. I'm sure
Did
there's
you
going to be
see
a
what he
personal
was doing
foul.
with DK? Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
see that?
That's what I
I
mean.
was sitting
So
there like,
imagine-
come on, bro.
You know Evans is going to try to show him up on that.
Oh,
so
for sure.
easily. So to me, that's an easy one.
Yeah.
Jonathan Smith says,
All
I
right.
gave up Marvin Jones and Harris for DJ Moore and Carson. Ooh, that's a rough trade, brother.
Sorry, brother.
Nah.
And that was probably in the beginning of the season. And no, you did not win that trade.
Marvin Jones and
Damn.
Damian. Yeah, Dim Boys is saying Damian or Najee. If it's Najee, you absolutely lost that trade. Even if it's Damian Harris, you lost that
No,
trade.
it was Damien. Yeah.
Hey, Hey, Jonathan, I'm with you. Give me DJ Moore. Top player in there.
Carson
I hope
might
it's
not even-
Damian.
Carson might not even play the end of the
I'm
year.
not worried about Carson, but Marvin Jones is droppable.
So you
He
traded
just got
Harris
100
for
yards for
DJ
the first
Moore?
time this week.
We always preach usually whoever's
I would
getting the
trade
running back.
What?
Damian Harris?
But DJ Moore. You guys are sleeping on
DJ
DJ Moore. Look at
Moore?
his
I'm not looking at
I like
nothing.
DJ
His
Moore
quarterback-
until
His
2
quarterback
weeks ago.
just scored 3.62 points. How many points did he score?
I cared about DJ Moore 3 weeks ago.
I'm about to thumbs down this channel.
Okay. That's fine.
I'm just like-
Remember, you're on it. See?
Really?
Hey.
Really, DJ Moore?
Yeah, DJ Moore.
Bro, we're sleeping on DJ Moore. Look at DJ Moore where
For
he's
Damian Harris
where he's
for
sending
running back.
for.
I'm
I
just
don't- I
saying,
hate
a running
Damian
back
Harris.
that's getting 20 touches and 100-yard
Do you
games
want
and
to pay?
two
Do you want?
touchdowns.
We were just talking about Damian Harris is to sell high. Get rid of him.
I'm not.
Hey, good. If I can
Why?
give,
I mean,
if I can
technically
give
did,
Damian
but I'm
Harris
just
for DJ
saying.
Moore right now, I'm just
I mean, I
saying.
guess.
Hey, if
I
I could,
traded him
if I
for
could sell
Godwin,
Damian
so I
Harris
guess
for
that's the
DJ
scheme.
Moore right now, I'm doing it, and then Marvin Jones and Carson, like, hey, Carson
trading
may
for
or
a
may
hurt
not
guy.
come back, may not play the rest of the year.
Yeah.
No.
them
Would
boys
you?
is saying,
Okay, let me ask you this: Would you rather have Marvin Jones or Carson?
Marvin Jones.
Marvin
right
Jones.
Both you
now.
guys.
Marvin Jones.
Right now.
Because
Marvin
he's
Jones.
playing.
He's healthy.
He's going to actually contribute points. Carson Jones is
Carson
indefinitely
does
out
nothing.
with a neck issue. That's the same thing.
Are you
that
guys
shut
hurting
down
that bad
Peyton
that you're
Manning.
starting Marvin Jones?
I
No,
would
I'm
You're
rather
just
starting
play
saying I
Marvin
want a
Jones.
guy.
Yeah, because
I would have won a
you're
guy that
playing
even has
somebody.
value that I could maybe package and put something else later.
Marvin Jones. Somebody's
Dude,
gonna trade you.
you're
They're gonna be like, "Oh shit!
It's
Oh
either
shit!
Marvin
He's offering
Jones
me
or
Marvin
empty,
Jones. Let me accept this
empty
trade."
roster spot. He's a filler.
Dude, he's on IR.
Hey,
for
let
the
me
next 2
accept
weeks.
Marvin Jones in
Dude,
this
there's
trade.
plenty of leagues that Marvin
don't-
Jones is
So is McCaffrey.
viable.
You know that Marvin Jones is like
Nothing, you've
wide
changed.
receiver 30, and that's better than what Carson is currently.
What up, George? Hey, and ever since you wore that hat, you changed.
Whatever.
Mike, hey, he's seen his hair. Hey, it's a little spiky right there.
It's keeping all my.
I know, I put it
Hey,
up.
I'm just saying, there's no way in hell. I'd take the upside on Carson over Marvin Jones because we're chasing these receivers every week. LaVisca, then LaVisca's on the waiver wire, and then it's like, hey, Marvin Jones is weak. Like, get out of here! I'm not buying that.
Dude.
I'm not buying Jacksonville receivers at all anymore. They hold zero value to me. Hey, give me DJ Moore. Look at DJ Moore on wide receivers fantasy points for this year in whatever league you went to,
No.
PPR, non-PPR, half PPR.
But that's after he had 3 huge games that Sam Darnold did well in. And after that, he hasn't done shit. He is literally at the point where he is getting in the same conversation as Robbie Anderson, but you don't drop him because he's the best option on that team. Because you saw what he got in the first 3-4 games, and he was getting the most targets. So you're not going to drop him. You're not going to get rid of him, but you're not going to play him, or you might have to because you have no other choice because you drafted him so damn high. And at the point, I understand draft goes out the door, but at the same time, he's the better receiver that you have on your team. At the end of the day, I like in that particular scenario of Carson and someone like Marvin Jones, I'd rather have Marvin Jones. Oh, that's your dog? I was like, who the hell is that? But at the
Hate
same
it all
time,
day.
But at the same time,
I'm talking
I'd
about
rather
Bentley,
go.
dude.
I didn't know it was your dog until I heard that.
I'm just kidding.
I thought it was your
Bentley.
kid.
Hey, Bentley. Hey, you're embarrassing us right now.
I thought your kid woke up and was like right there.
Mike. First, you talk about Denison. Denison? Denison. That's DJ Moore's real name. Denison Oliver
Jesus.
Moore. You're not going to talk about Denison on this show, okay? Like, hey,
DJ
no
Moore.
bashing will be allowed.
I like DJ Moore, but I'm not going to take him now. I'm not going to trade for him.
If DJ Moore watched this show right now, do you think he'd be like, hey, this guy Mike really loves me? Like, no,
I
he
would
wouldn't.
be the first one to tell him that I actually had him in my dynasty
Hey, I'm sorry.
league, traded him away, and did better without him. So, thanks,
You're going to
DJ.
tell me? Oh, God.
Ooh, shots
Okay, so
fired.
let's go to the stats. So D-Hop.
I've been waiting.
Hey.
Whoa, I was waiting patiently to let you. There you go. See, he
Hey,
dropped his
Bentley.
whole phone and everything's crazy. So while he's dealing with that, Damian Harris is
Hey,
coming off
Bentley
back-to-back
did not like
100-yard
it.
games, 18 carries, 14.
Yeah.
He's had 14 or more carries in his last 3 games. Granted, 2 of the games, were against Houston and the New York
Still,
Jets.
good stats.
But he does have 100 yards in 3 of his 7 games.
And he's the
2 of
lead
which he
back.
left injured. He wasn't there for. And in the 2 games he didn't rush for 100 yards, he still scored a touchdown. Not only that, he's still even getting 1 or 2, catches a game as well. Again, coming off of.
Are we talking about Damian
double
Harris?
digits. Yeah, dude, you have to take a serious look at him now, man. Again, coming into the season, no, I would have said no. You don't want to touch a Patriots running back, but times have changed. Brady's not there, so they're running the ball, and this is what they're doing. And they played
You know who's running the
Harris.
ball?
I agree with you.
You know who's running the ball? DJ
Damian
Moore.
Harris.
He's got a rushing attempt. Hey, he's
Get
got a
outta here.
rushing attempt in every game but one.
One.
This guy's running the
rushing
ball.
attempt. Jesus.
Yeah,
All right,
he's
let me
DJ
break down his
Moore.
targets. Let me break down his targets because you guys aren't looking at him. Hey, 8 targets, 11, 12, 12, 7, 13, and 10.
How many catches has he
This is
had in
not
the last
Droppy
3
Anderson
weeks?
we're talking about.
No,
Our man's
dude,
getting
but how
targets.
many? No, but how many? Yeah, the targets are there, but they're not good targets. The difference is that, okay, if you had 12 targets thrown to you from Aaron Rodgers, is
What
that
happened?
better than? No, but that's the point. They're not being thrown by someone like Aaron Rodgers. They're being thrown like a guy like Sam Darnold, who is not an elite quarterback. I think he's a good quarterback, not an elite quarterback. And at the same time, he's gotten what? What's his receptions instead of the targets? What? Tell me that answer, because I don't have it in front of me. I'm looking it up right now. What is his receptions
Wait, say it again.
from the last 4 weeks?
6, 5, 5, 8.
He
Yardage?
had 8 last week? No. He had 8 receptions last week.
No. 6, 5, 5, 8. So going in reverse order.
Oh, yeah. 5,
From what
5.
I see. So yards, 73, 43, 42, 113.
So 113 was the first game that he played, the good week, and then after that, you see the complete dip down.
No. Hey,
But that's-
just Google it. Hey,
I am. I'm doing it right now.
126 yards, 113. Then he had one bad week, was 42, which Captain Kirk just did. 73, then 73.
Yeah, but
with rushing, which isn't
one rushing. In the game that they lost against the Cowboys, he had the 8 receptions. Okay, that was in week 4? So week 5, let's just say. So the last 2 weeks instead of the last 4 weeks. So from the last 2 weeks, he's had, and we're spending way too much time on DJ Moore, but I'm gonna go with it. He had 5.
Anthony
receptions.
fell asleep.
That's fine.
No, I'm just letting you guys. I can't be all three of us talking at once.
He had 5 receptions in week 5 out of 7 targets. Okay, decent, not bad, whatever.
That's his worst game. So look at his second worst game.
No, then he had the same.
I'm talking about
the same thing.
Consistency. I'm talking about consistency.
With the Minnesota Vikings, he went 13 for 5. That's a horrible catch rate. That's a horrible.
He's got 5 for 73.
5, yeah, but 5 for 73 on 13 targets. That's incredible.
Hey, I'm gonna do my first F-bomb. I'm gonna write this down before I say this. It's fucking Sam Darnold.
Yeah, but that's still the point.
There's my one.
And then he did 10 for 6.
Sam Darnold. Sam Newton. Hey, Cam Darnold. Hey, trash. I'm talking about consistency. He's got
yeah, he's consistent with 6 catches a game. Okay, fine, but that's the point. He's averaging what? 5 catches and 7 yards a game.
5 of his 7 games. 5 of his 7 games, he's getting 10 targets or more. Okay. Shoot him. I'll take him as a receiver.
He's still a bottom end wide receiver too, based on those stats, though.
He still has Mixon, Saquon, J-Rob, Devontae Adams, Lockett, and Myers. Yeah, in that case, get DJ Moore.
I'm not against DJ Moore. I'm just saying,
Mike,
you can't say that he's this great guy. He's really not.
If we're all sitting here and DJ Moore's handing out autographs, you're not getting one.
That's fine. But for the first 4 weeks, I would have been on board and literally the guy that has been talking up DJ Moore. And then all of a sudden he fell off the face of the earth for 3 games because he's not playing up to the potential he had in the first 3. So yeah, he's the potential he had in the first 3 games is what he should be. He is now at his floor, which is more like his, top end wide receiver 3. That has wide receiver 1 upside. So that's where my problem is with Moore. Even though I like him, he's just not doing what he should.
DJ Moore is the 8th highest scoring wide receiver in the NFL right now in fantasy points.
Dude,
that's all I'm saying.
Still, not with that trade.
If I go to Damian, like.
Let's go to LeBron because
Damian Harris. Damian Harris is lower than Gaskin. So,
for sure.
Before I get
Damian Harris is lower than Gibson, Gaskins. Sorry,
but he runs better.
Dim Boy says so. My wife. My wife told me tonight that she forgot to mention that because she agreed to match the donation, that means she gets to go buy a new coach purse for herself.
Go do it.
Absolutely. Mrs.
Dimboys.
Mrs. Dimboys, enjoy that purse. We appreciate it.
Hey, Mrs. Dimboys. Hey, get the matching wallet.
Absolutely.
Mrs. Dimboys, get the matching wallet.
You cannot get a purse without the wallet. I'm sure Dimboys already knows that, and Mrs. Dimboys is going to say that. So make sure you're prepared to get the wallet with the purse.
Waste of money.
If you don't know that, for all of our young bucks out there, when you get to married life, when it comes to that, when you buy the purse, the wallet has to be there as well.
Mr. Dimboys, don't even go to the store with her. Hey, don't even go to the store with her.
Just give her a gift card.
She might need a card. Not a gift card.
She might need an umbrella.
You got to give her the
gift card. If you pick
a gift
no,
card.
No.
Like, nah. Nah,
Listen to
get
me.
out of here.
Listen to me.
No, I'm muting
I'm
you.
telling
dude.
you.
Oh,
We're
here he
muted.
goes.
He's muted. We muted
Hey,
him.
go on Groupon. He's on go on Groupon. Hey.
You
Go ahead,
have to
Mike.
pick the right one, and that's the problem. If you pick wrong, she's gonna return that shit anyway. Just
That's why you
let
give
her
her the
pick it
plastic.
out.
We didn't say go get it. We said just give her the plastic, let her go while you watch football on a Sunday. Take the
All right.
card.
All right.
Yes, let her
Go
Sunday shop.
just boom. There you
Hey,
All
go.
right,
which-
Sunday shop, I got
Hey,
you.
letting your Sunday shop is gonna feel great until like your fantasy team is just
Yeah,
failing,
just
and you're
make
like,
sure you win.
"This is a
I've had
horrible
that.
day.
You're
I've
gonna
spent
get that
thousands
alert
of dollars
on the
on
card.
purses and wallets. Like my phone's not
Mine's
ringing like it's
Amazon.
supposed
No.
to. Like this person scored. This person. You're not
Mine's
buying.
Amazon. I love my girl to death, but she every day I get an Amazon package, and sometimes it's more like 10. So it's just really funny
Same.
after a loss and seeing like all those things go. It's like, oh God, what did you spend your money on?
That's all right. Because she knows you're spending all your
She's
money
all, hey,
on
just win your
everywhere
leagues
else.
and we'd be all right.
No, for sure. For
And
sure.
I've already spent
speaking
all
of
your winnings.
Spending money. What a better time to drop
Oh, I like it.
UnderdogFantasy.com. Go sign up. Use that promo code Get Right. When
Yeah,
you
them
do,
boys.
make your first
Hey,
deposit.
just drive to another state.
Get it done. 100% match up to $100 on your first deposit. So make sure you go there. UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code Get Right. It's a best ball format, but they have tons of other things on there from NBA to golf. Pick 'em, over unders. They have it all. A lot of fun daily. Get in it. Again, when you do use that promo code Get Right, they will match it up to $100 on your first deposit. Sorry, guys, I had to get that in there. It was a perfect time.
Yeah, read,
And then win
read what them
1,000.
boys. Read what them boys just sent.
He said, "I'm telling her all this, and she's falling off her chair laughing at you guys." Sorry, man. We just cost them boys a lot of money. So
yeah, we did.
get those subs up, man, because we gotta make sure he spends it, or else it's not going to be a good ratio. We got to make sure Dim Boys spends enough money to make up for that person wallet now, apparently.
Hey, hit me up. I'll talk to you about crypto. We'll get you. Hey, we'll pay that all up.
Get you back up. Get that money back.
We'll get it there. All right. So getting back to the chat here, that was good conversation you guys had going on. Let's get to
That's how the show started, to be honest. We didn't
Yeah.
have a show outline, nothing. We would just argue about players like that all the time. Like, really just, hey, screw outline. Let's all talk about it. Like, and that Damian Harris, hey, conversation would have went on forever. The Justin Jefferson thing, all that stuff would have gone forever. J Media, what's up? Sorry.
It's all
No,
good.
you're good. I was gonna get
them
to him.
boys.
I was gonna
Is
say
Dave-
hi.
Is David Johnson?
I
to
just
start?
seen it. Hey, it pops up. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he is. I mean,
What's
he
up?
mentions he actually has a question below that's right here. David or Gibson this week. That I think is probably where his line is where who you would play who. It's getting to that point with Gibson.
God.
Yeah, man. Do you agree with that though? Like picking
Give
up
me-
somebody
Give me
like
Gibson
David.
against that banged up Broncos defense. We've seen what Dearness Johnson just did against them. If Gibson can't do it, I might have to start the old get off that Gibson bandwagon if he can.
Even
have a
with
nice
him coming
game
in
next
and
week.
out of the game with him being injured though.
He shouldn't. Again, if it is,
Hey,
this
let
is
me
the-
double
this
down
is the
on
game.
Mike. Let me double down on what Mike wants to say. Absolutely 100%. Do not start Gibson again. Hey, I don't care if he scores a touchdown, 2 touchdowns. That's going to be lucky. You do not want Gibson in your lineup. You can't trade him. You can't do nothing. He's going to be one of those guys you're stuck with forever. He's an Allen Robinson of running backs. God, can I say anything worse
Actually,
about this
I
guy?
like that. That's actually the best way to put him is that he is Allen Robinson as a that is
You can't cut him. You drafted him too high.
no
You're prideful, so you want to start him.
no he's a great back, but the problem is he just hit that shin is going to keep him out. It's going to
People
keep
like
him out.
Anthony read the news line that we're going to treat him like CMC, and then didn't realize that this is Washington that we're talking about. Don't start him again. I'll say this: don't start David Johnson either. Like if you have to, hey, I'll take David Johnson. He might even score less.
McKissick or Carter? What about McKissick or David Johnson?
McKissick.
What about Michael Carter or David Johnson?
Michael Carter.
There's where the problem is.
Houston's not better. Houston's not better all of a sudden because they got rid of him.
No, that's not the question. That's
Aaron
not the reason why
Darnold
I'm
is going
asking
to
that.
destroy the Houston line by himself.
My
David Johnson
question
is going to have nowhere to run this week.
So you said Carter over David Johnson. So would you play Carter over Gibson?
I couldn't.
And
not against the Bengals.
I'm not frozen. I'm just thinking. Carter due to receptions.
Well, and that's where I was going to say with Anthony. I'm more
with Joey Flacco.
No, he's not playing Flacco. Flacco, it's going to be White and or Josh Johnson. But
so their line is so bad. He's throwing the ball. We're talking about 8 receptions.
No,
I'm not talking about targets. 8 receptions to the running back because he's dying in the backfield, and he's just. Hey, I don't want to get hit by I don't want to get hit by these guys, so I'm going to toss it off to you as my running back. That's the only reason I'm going Carter.
So then my next question is Carter or Booker?
Damn, dude. Hey, Booker.
Okay.
Hey, so real quick, I'm going Booker for sure.
Okay, so then Booker or David Johnson?
We're not starting David Johnson.
Booker.
No, but that's what I'm leading to. So you're not you're going to play Booker.
I'm rostering David Johnson, but I'm not carrying him.
No, that's fine. Then it's Booker or Gibson.
I drafted David Johnson too.
No, understood. Who do you play, Booker or Gibson? Well, that's Booker. All I'm leading to is that he has all 5 of these guys. Who you playing? Booker's the answer, is what you're saying.
Oh my God! Hey, that was like freaking.
I did that on purpose.
Be a millionaire right now. That was tough. That was an Anthony move.
See, you got it.
That was an Anthony move. He's like, all right, so who you starting between this guy and this guy?
Dude, hey, I work. Come on, every week, me and him. We know how it goes. That's that Friday.
Forget about it.
I've been
right?
hitting him like that. He knows. Forget about it.
Hey,
I like it, guys. I like it.
So to answer LeBron's question, Booker.
Now, right on to the next one. There's no breaks here. It's rapid. Well,
I was gonna say throw Alex Collins in there, and the answer is Booker again.
Well, and then still still the answer. So
I was talking about Mr. McGrady right there.
Damon. Okay, so Damon Harris or Marvin Jones.
I think I go Harris in non-PPR.
I go Harris.
Trash.
PPR. I go Jones.
Trash and trash. I'm going waiver wire. Next question.
Jonathan said, and the handbag.
I like the next question thing. It's like, hey, back to you. Hey,
and the next.
What good do you have to say about Marvin Jones? Like nothing. Back to you, Ant.
I like Marvin Jones, but I'm not gonna make it a whole show talking about him.
Man, what's up, Andrew McGrady? If you're new here to Get Right Fantasy,
Andrew?
Man, we hope you like what you've seen and heard. We're hanging out here on Friday doing our Start Sit show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. When you do, it'll be $2 donated to the St. Jude's Children's Hospital Research Foundation. We would appreciate your support, and we would appreciate you helping us spend our money to help these kids, man. So if you like sick kids, or if you would like to make sure.
Wow, hey.
I'm just saying, if you like sick kids, then don't subscribe. If you do not want to have these
better,
kids
dude.
sick,
hey, retake.
hit that
Mike,
subscribe
take
button.
It over.
I guess it sounds better
Mike.
when Tycoon says it, right?
That's what Tycoon said. No, that's why I'm laughing. I'm laughing because
do you like
sick kids? Said the exact same thing.
Said, do you like sick
kids?
No.
Tycoon said.
So subscribe.
Hey, not quite. If you want to get Mrs. Dim Boys a new coach, we're pushing for Louis Vuitton. If you want to get her a new purse, new matching wallet, make sure you like and subscribe.
Dooney and Burke, Louis Vuitton.
Dooney and Burke's out of it. You're better off going with Coach.
Yeah.
There it is.
He showed his age. He's all, hey, Fubu. Hey, if you want to,
Fubu was around.
Hey,
remember Lee Pipes? Do you remember Lee Pipes? I was around for Lee Pipes. those skater pants that guys wore all the time. Like they were like freaking baggy as shit.
It's
It was
not
called
leaf heights. You're
Jenkos.
talking about
It
the
was
ones with
called
the big old
Jenkos.
pockets. Yeah,
It's called
Jenkos.
No, those
Jenkos
are
in
leaf.
California.
No, they were called
Oh, we're on a
Jenkos, but
different
they were
side,
leaf
different
pipes down
coast,
there.
different
Yeah,
coast.
I'm on a different coast, bro.
Anyway, Andrew, if you're still watching, man, Alex
Yeah.
Collins or Javante.
Javante.
After I butchered that whole
Javante.
thing, either way, we'd appreciate that.
Jonathan, Judy. Sorry,
What?
Collins or
I can't
Javante?
ignore these chats when I see them. What is it,
Oh,
Collins or
way too
Javante?
low.
Javante.
Javante.
Yeah, give me Javante.
Back to you guys.
Dude, he's a solid mid-range RB2 like the rest of the season.
Don't
Yeah.
call him mid-range.
Expect. He's a solid.
He's like
RB2.
20. He's gonna be 20 to. I'm telling you, man. Guy's a monster. I want him.
Javante or
All right.
Booker. But I'll say Javante, you could replace that name with Melgo too, and I'm going Melgo right there too. So
Okay.
I don't even know what the question is. Oh, Alex Collins? Yeah, for sure. I'll go Melgo or I'll go Javante.
There it goes. I think we're all there. Trill Seb,
Goddard and Damian.
Trilly Seb,
Shirley.
What up,
Trilly.
Trilly?
Goddard
We've
and
had Trilly
Damian
before.
Harris. Yeah, for Daryl Henderson, who's winning? Daryl Henderson's side.
Yeah.
Jonas, shoot
I'm
it
gonna
again.
agree with that.
Darrell Henderson side? Oh, that was easy.
We all agree there.
Yeah. Darrell Henderson. Get it.
Yeah, Henderson. Yeah.
Get away from Belichick. Hey, I would say get away from McVay too. So once you get Henderson, trade him off too. But Henderson's a good, he's a good running back to have for sure.
I like his schedule. He's a low end RB1, high end RB2 to me.
Yeah, for sure.
J Media says, "What's up, J Media? I'm waiting for my waiver to clear tonight in 1 hour to pick up kicker Justin Tucker on his bye week.
I don't blame you, man. But you
If
could
anybody
probably,
drops Justin Tucker, go grab him.
yeah, it's worth.
Yeah,
it's worth
and
the
smart
grab.
move by not using a waiver wire. The other person you guys want to get, I know we haven't talked about him enough. Hey, Josh Kelly. So Mike's going to give us more information later. He's going to know about all the injuries. But if Eckler is out and doesn't play, if you guys talked about it,
You're
get
on
Josh
board
Kelly,
with him
hold him.
over Josh or over Dustin Jackson or wow.
Justin Jackson?
I'm gonna call you Justin and him.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Justin Jackson. Yeah.
Justin Jackson's numbers just don't support him being the guy to stand in his place. I'm pretty firm with Josh Kelly.
Okay. No, that's fine.
I think he's going to be the one. He has the most experience in there. I just think he has the most experience in there out of everybody asked about. And I did see a lot of Justin Jackson for sure. But I'm just hodling. I'm holding these guys so nobody else gets them. I'm not starting them.
So LeBron is asking, start at flex this week. The same guys that we were talking about before, but adding a couple more. Gibson, McKissick, Booker, Carter, Landry, Marvin Jones, or Jacoby Myers.
My God.
That's a lot of people you can pick from.
Jeez, George. Hey, somebody else who read this, go first, and then I'll get there.
Jeez. Honestly, that's a tough question for all these. I want to say Myers, but I also like Landry because I know he'll get the ball more. I'm probably going to aim towards Myers though. I know you're going to say Gibson, and we can just skip you.
You don't know what I'm thinking.
All right, so then what do you want?
Interesting.
Can I predict what he's going to say?
I say McKissick. You can't.
Damn, I was going to guess that.
No, it's fair. It's a fair answer. I was just moving to someone that I know.
I'm just kidding.
Okay. Just put him in your ranking. I would go McKissick, Marvin Jones, Gibson, Myers, Booker, Landry.
Okay. Yeah, I do my rankings a little more after I have some sleep.
I just meant rank those guys in the order you would.
If I'm ranking those guys, it's probably going to be, unfortunately, Gibson and then McKissick and then Booker, Carter, Jacoby, and Jones, and then Landry. Maybe. I don't know. That it's such a tough group of guys. Like they're all in the same tier. No, honestly, they're all in the same tier for me. Like
if it was easy, they wouldn't be asking us, Mike. That's why. That's why they're asking.
I get
that's
it.
why they're
I
asking.
know. That's why we're here.
It's all good.
And I
man.
know already Dustin's answer for this one.
So Jonathan says, shouldn't ask Dustin, Judy, or Marvin Jones rest of season. He said he's not asking you. We all know you're
I'm going to answer that
Judy.
for Dustin, Judy.
Yeah.
Moving on. Next question. Back to you.
Devontae.
Yeah.
Williams for sure. Booker's not going to be used after next week.
Yeah, if it's rest of the season, if it's this week, I actually have
this week.
Truly, I have this exact decision, man, and I am not deciding on this until about 9:57 a.m. tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go with Javonte if this is for this week.
Sunday. 9:57 a.m. tomorrow, Saturday.
No, I like
Right
to make
before
my
college
decisions
football kicks off,
24 hours in advance.
Okay, in 3 minutes, 24 hours and 3 minutes before the game starts, I have to have it in.
It's like
until
a
Mike
pregame.
sends a hey.
It's
If
like
you guys
I go
aren't
through
involved,
I go through my same motions so that like on Sunday I go through that same thing, and then as long as I don't have like a different gut reaction, I just stick with my Saturday at 9:57 decision. But that's just me. We don't need to talk about that. Let's move on.
Mike,
We all have our
on.
things. We all have our things. I know you're acting like it's like 3 a.m. or something over there. It's only
Yeah,
2.
you're acting like it's 2:27 in the morning.
Yeah. Hope y'all are doing well. What's up, Jonah? I had proposed a question earlier, and I think he got overlooked. Thanks always for your advice.
Go to the next one. He got it.
What are y'all thoughts on starting Higgins?
Jonah, where
or
are you
Claypool?
from? Jonah. I just
Archmage
want to know where the
Eternal.
y'all's comes from. Hey, I love it. Let us know where you're from if you can.
It's probably my neck of the woods.
Is he?
It's probably
I don't
far
know.
from.
It's a guess.
It makes sense.
It would.
Okay. Now you're.
So,
East Coast,
closer
Southern.
to you than us. I'll bet that he's closer to you than us for sure.
Yeah,
We love it, Jonah. We're not talking shit at all.
I'm gonna say North Carolina.
I say Texas.
Don't disrespect him.
I'm not.
He's from Dago. He's from Dago. You guys are way off.
I don't even know where Dago
I'm gonna guess
is.
San Diego.
What state? Can we get a state?
San Diego. San Diego, boys.
Diego?
Hey.
Diego? Really? I've never heard it called that.
I've never heard of Dago.
Dago.
All right,
Anthony, he's like an hour from you.
I know. Yeah, I'm like, hey, we can meet up and have a beer or something. So
I'll
go back to
Emil,
the question. Go back to his
Emil
question.
did a chat. Emil, tell us if I'm saying your name right, because I've been telling these guys that it's Emil. So help us out. But let's go back to our boy's question. Jonah from Dago. What's our thoughts on starting Higgins or Claypool over Heineke?
He's from San Diego. Yeah. So
we need to meet up, man. We're not far from Palm Springs,
Told
man.
you.
I'd go.
I've never heard it called that.
Anthony will buy you lunch
on the Get Right card.
Hope you like Wagyu steak because Ant's taking you out for lunch.
I only
he's saying
it.
You're saying it good, brother. You're saying it good.
Oh, there it is, Emil. You're on it.
And to answer Emil's question, I'm from Long Island, so I'm all the way out east, all the way in New York.
Say hot dog. Say hot dog.
Hot dog.
Do it.
Hot dog.
Hey, he's changing every time.
I do it just for you,
Jonah. Hey, Jonah's already said like we skipped this question and we keep doing it.
We keep skipping it.
I
All
said
right. Go back to
I
Jonah.
already said it.
It's in his super flex.
Higgins
by the
or
way.
Claypool?
In his super flex, by the way.
Oh, okay.
This is a super flex start.
Ooh, maybe Higgins. Yeah, actually, I changed my answer. Higgins.
In super flex, bro, I'm taking quarterback all
That's what I'm saying.
day.
I'm not gonna. I already said Heineke, but I think Higgins is gonna have a good game. So
I think Higgins will too, but I'm always going with the highest floor. It's going to be your quarterback again. Shit happens. Look at Kyler yesterday. I mean, look at Rodgers even, but definitely Kyler. I'm going with the lowest floor. Heineke. Next question.
Mike Davis on waivers now. Should
Whoa,
I
that
pick him
sounds
up?
very
Do
weird.
not let him be. Just let him go.
Let him be somebody
let him
else's
go.
problem, George.
Yeah, he's a
Hey,
landmine.
and shout out
Hey,
to LeBron
Jonathan's
for helping
talking
me
about
out,
you,
man.
Anthony.
What? Where?
I'm just saying, John. I feel like he's talking about you. He's like, "Whoa, that sounds very weird." When you're like, "Do you like sick kids?" Donate here. Like, hey,
Oh, is that where that?
weirdo?
Oh, that's where that
I'm
came from.
I'm way up there. Hey, sorry.
That probably
I'm
was.
sorry.
It
but-
was a
Dude,
little
Dustin.
awkward. I will give that up. It was awkward.
Dustin, you can appreciate this. Dude, you can appreciate this. Jeremy Chin just got dropped in my league.
No. Good. Hey.
I'm gonna go.
Good
Yeah,
written,
but
Mike.
he's not gonna go.
What it-
He's not gonna go on. He's gonna go on waivers until next week. But
Damn.
Listen, stop
We're
picking up names. This is what I'm trying to tell. This is what I'm trying
Jeremy
to tell
Chin
everybody.
is
If
worth
Mike
it,
Davis
though.
is out there right now, I'm not picking him up.
But Jeremy Chin is different.
You know what is different? A game breakdown.
Oh my god!
Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. We're finally going to get to our second game breakdown of the month. We're only 2 hours in,
Jeez.
or of the month, of the night. It's already a long night. Jeez Louise.
Where's that red cup been? You ain't pulled up
Seriously,
that red cup.
I know
in a
it's
long
empty.
time.
I need some more.
You need a break.
That's the issue. Yeah.
Go
after
get. Hey, we'll give you a
I'm gonna
break.
load this. Yeah, I'm gonna set Mike up for this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get a refill, and I'll come back. So Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills. We have the Bills favored by 14 in this game. Over under set at 48 and a half. So Mike, man, tell us what's going on here. As I feel bad because I'm like, yeah, tell us what's going on.
Nah, you're good.
I'm out.
I got you.
Bye.
No.
Bye.
So we got Miami coming off a tough loss to Atlanta last week. Bills coming off that really bad loss to the Titans, which I still can't believe. You got the Dolphins. They ended up losing Malcolm Brown to IR, so that might be a good thing for Gaskin. We'll wait and see. They did sign Duke Johnson, but I do not know if he'll be in the game on Sunday. I'm hoping he's not. But even if he is, he won't be that much into it. They're slowly trying to work back. Yeah.
So if Duke Johnson's getting signed, I think we could write off Todd Gurley. Am I right? For all the truthers out there.
Wait, people were saying Todd Gurley was getting signed to Miami? Come on now. Todd Gurley's gone. Just let him be. Let him rest.
Dunzo. He's Andrew Luck.
What?
He's Andrew Luck.
Yeah, he's done.
Saying, is he Andrew Luck or no?
Yeah, he's there.
Just checking. I was a Gurley truther for 1 week of the season.
I'm not. He's done. They're trying to get Devontae Parker back. He looks like he is going to be questionable for this game. He might be more of a game time call, but he will be probably present. You're not going to probably play him, but he's definitely available. I like him a little bit more, or I like him if he plays because they're going to focus more on Waddle. But that's just my own thing. Bills are coming off healthy from the from the bye, so they're all good to go right now. Miami has not been the best defense this year. We're kind of, a little bit, it's tough. I liked Miami coming into this, but unfortunately they've been on defense very bad. On the Miami side, Tua, you're going to play Tua, you're going to play Waddle and Gesicki. Those guys are in the flames. They've been playing well. Just, you got to play those guys, even with Tre'Davious White playing, against Waddle. I think that even, White can be beat. So they'll definitely try to, do it. I think the biggest question is Gaskin and, how well he'll do. He's actually done really well against bad matchups. He did well against Tampa when people, weren't for him. So honestly, I feel a little more comfortable playing Gaskin, especially with, no Malcolm Brown, who was taking a lot of his carries, which I still don't understand why. So I feel like he'll be the better, option. What about you? What do you think, Dust?
You're gonna have to run that question by me one more time.
Would you play
I
Miles
heard
Gaskin
Gaskin.
this?
I think Gaskin again because his upside. I would play Gaskin over Gainwell because I feel like they're going to get the same amount of targets. I don't think he's going to get a lot of rushing yards, of course.
Agreed.
But who does Miami play?
Buffalo.
Oh God. Oh, hey. Okay, so I'll just break it down. I don't think White's beatable. Okay, I'm not saying he's not beatable. However, I wouldn't play him depending on who I had on the bench against him. If my wide receiver's playing Buffalo, probably going to wait. And I'm a Devontae Parker truther. So with that being said, I've been waiting on this guy. Obviously, I'm not starting him this week, whether he plays or doesn't. So,
Okay.
yeah.
I mean, honestly, for me, I'm fine with playing Gaskin just because he'll be fine. Waddle, I think he's played a couple of good options that I'm not scared to play him. Gesicki, I'm definitely playing without a problem. He has been a target hog the last few weeks, and he's at that point where he is basically on fire. So I am not going to, I'm not going to skip out. Play your studs, play the guys that you know that are going to do well. Waddle or Devontae Parker's.
Time out.
I'm not going to
Don't
play.
call
Probably.
Gaskin a stud.
I didn't say
Don't
Gaskin.
call
I said
Gaskin a
Waddle.
stud.
No, I said Waddle. Waddle's a stud.
But you said player
Waddle,
studs. Not yet.
And I'm playing.
I like
playing
Waddle.
Gaskin
I'm not
because
playing him this week.
I'm playing him if I have him, but I don't. But that's the thing. I would play him because I still feel confident that their game script is going to be towards passing the ball because they're going to be down. I'm fine. That's another reason why I'm fine with playing Gaskin. I mean, they were projected for the same amount of points against Tampa Bay. So I am more than comfortable with it because they're going to just target the running back, on dump passes because they're going to be out covering everybody else. So I think that they're going to play where they're going to have, Matt Milan on everybody and he's just going to play that spy to Tua. So I think that it's going to be one guy off of the running back to make it where you can pass it to someone like Gaskin. So honestly, I'm fine with playing him this week. Waddle, I feel okay with too, just because he can get it anywhere. I really do feel confident that he'll be fine. Parker, I'm a little less on. It's just because he's coming back from injury. But Gesicki, I'm definitely playing as well. You're playing every bill that you have. And I guess another question would be, I know you're playing Sanders, but do you play Beasley or Jabril Davis?
Beasley.
And out of that group, do you play Beasley over Parker?
Here we go. Yeah, I do.
Right.
And I really like Parker. So if I'm rostering him, I like Parker. I'll just say this. The Dolphins are now getting into what they were supposed to be at the beginning of the year. Tua's coming back, all that kind of stuff. Gaskin's. I'm not saying that as like plural, but Gaskin is finally figuring out what the offense is going to be like, what they're going to do over there. So I'm so close, and I don't want to. So close to dropping Gaskin. I haven't yet. And again, this is obviously based off your league depth, that kind of stuff. Like if you have the room to drop them, that sort of thing. So I just think that Dolphins are trying to find themselves right now. Yeah, and then it's gonna happen. Sorry. Hey, I had to add Anthony. He was just sitting there waiting.
No,
I don't know what to do after this point.
No, you're good.
But I'm holding on to all my Dolphins players until definitely I want to see what's going to happen in the next week or two,
Okay. No, that's fair. I'm completely fine with that. Like I said, it's tough to see how the Dolphins are doing and what you're looking for them. But honestly, I feel comfortable with those particular starters just because they've been doing it all year. So I think that Tua has a good connection with Waddle, and it kind of just works out. But we could be wrong. But I am confident. Others might not be. So I think this is a game that.
So let me ask you this:
But we're gonna wait.
Who do you think Yeah. Who do you think is going to win the NFC East? While we have time.
Buffalo for sure.
NFC
Buffalo.
East.
Oh, NFC.
NFC
All right.
East.
Unfortunately, it's going to be the Cowboys.
No further
It's going to be
questions.
the Cowboys. No, there's not.
I can't even
elaborate on it. It's going to be Cowboys.
So I'll be honest, I'm actually super impressed that you know the AFC East like that, because if you ask me anything like AFC South, all that, I'll have to look it up. If you tell me one team in the division, I could tell you every team in there, but I can't tell you like, oh, here's AFC East. Like
I can name the top. I can name most. Like I can name probably about 10 players on each. No, I'm going to say about anywhere between 6 to 8 players on every team, like on each side of the ball.
I would agree with that. So I'm not saying I can't do that. I'm just saying I can't tell you. My weakness is, hey, what division is this team in? Like, I can name. I'll name you the whole division, but like, what are they called? Like, who knows? I can tell you, like in our division, I think.
What division is the Steelers in?
No clue. Yeah. North.
AFC North.
Yeah, see, it's pretty close there. But I could tell you it's like Steelers, Browns. You know, I could do that whole thing, Bengals and Ravens, but I can't. Okay. Yeah. Anthony, what division
I come back and
are the Ravens in?
We have the banner going.
I just figured it out and I saw it. I was like, why not?
AFC North.
You
Ravens,
heard us.
Steelers,
all right,
Browns,
what division are the what division are the Saints in?
NFC South. With
Correct.
Atlanta.
I feel like that's right.
No, he's right.
Atlanta, Carolina, and
all right, we're not going to name every single one. We got so many teams.
Why not? Hey, we're here for us.
Is that what you were saying? That's what you were saying, right? That's
well, I was just being honest. Like, hey,
you just literally asked me like the 2 of the 8 that I actually knew. And then of course the NFC East and NFC West, of course, but those are like the 4 that I know, the ones you gave me. Anyway, go ahead.
No, you're good. They're holding it down in the chat right now. So
okay, cool. So we're good on the chat.
Right now, Trilly's trying to understand or trying to figure out what running back should I trade. Try to trade for. My team when healthy is Josh Allen, Cook, Hunt, Adams, Mike Williams, Waller, and Damian Harris, which is a really good team. He's a 12-man and 2-5. So, you know, he's asking it's full PPR, 1 QB, 2 running back, 2 wide receiver. Honestly, you could probably...
You have a good team. You just got hurt by injury and COVID, and Waller underperforming. Damian Harris has been okay, but he's kind of been up and down. He's had some bad games. Yeah, Cook was hurt for a stint, and Hunt being hurt now. So you're just kind of
Waller kind of underperforming.
Yeah, you kind of got to write it out and hope it rights the ship. But if not, maybe you can turn Waller into a couple pieces.
I don't think you're gonna get. Yeah,
you just have to get on that waiver wire.
He's saying try for Henderson. I don't think that's someone you can get out of the group that you got. I mean, you can try. I don't think it's going to happen. I mean, you would have to bundle Cook and Hunt, and that's just not worth it, in my opinion.
I always come at it from the other person's side, unless Henderson is like somebody's RB3.
Yeah, but that's the point. I doubt it.
Yeah, no one's
given up. 12 team.
No one's given up.
Can I ask you guys a question for me? Henderson's my RB4 potentially.
Nice.
Yeah, in that case, then someone like this could potentially give you Mike, maybe Devontae Adams for Henderson, and whoever your wide receiver 2 is, for Henderson, and your wide receiver 2 for Devontae. Again, I wouldn't.
So let me ask you this: literally, my team: Najee, Jonathan Taylor, DeAndre Swift, and Henderson. I can start 1 in a flex. I can't start 4. Who are you guys sitting this week? You can come back to me because I know we got tons of questions, but we got Chef Boyardee, bro.
What up?
But no, seriously, who do I say?
I'll be right back.
All right.
Mike.
Sorry, I got him.
He's it. We seen his pajama pants.
See, I was trying
Mike's in pajamas.
to get him out of there before that happened. But no, so give me those guys again.
I got
Swift.
Najee, Jonathan Taylor, Swift, and Henderson. Who are you sitting this week? It's tough. I deal with this every week.
Yeah, I'd have to.
And
look at
whoever
the
I
map, but
sit's going to break an 80-yarder for sure.
you're gonna have to type that out for me in the chat, and then I'll let you know. We can talk about that off there. We'll talk.
I wanted to ask Mike. I knew I could ask you off there. I was asking Mike.
We'll talk later. Who else we got here? Chef Boyard Doty. Chef Boyard
Doty.
I traded D Hop, Sutton, and Damian Harris. I like it so far. 4 Ridley. Ooh, I don't like it as much. Cooks. Ooh, and Henderson.
Good trade. Hell yeah, good trade.
Yeah.
Hey, D Hop has not broke 90 yards this whole year. He's had two touchdown games. That's it. He's touchdown dependent. Great job on your part. To get Henderson over Damian, by far. I like Sutton, but I could get where people are like, oh, yeah, hey, I'll get rid of him. And then Sutton for Cooks, I'll take Cooks over Sutton. And then Ridley over D-Hop. I can't say I'll take Ridley over D-Hop. But
I can't say I would take
for the rest
Sutton
of the
over Cooks, but I would take Henderson over Damian Harris. So that's how I feel
that was
about
tough
that.
for me to say. Whoa, Mike. Hey, Mike,
I came back in.
I can't say it. I can't.
Hey, classic 2 screens. What? Top left.
Yeah, you made it.
No!
You
I
made
shouldn't have left.
Yep, that's
I'm
what
top
happens.
left.
That's what happens. You come and you go.
No. That's all right.
Sorry.
I can cover my ugly
Hey,
face. That's
cover
fine.
his face
Sorry.
with chats. Cover
Sorry,
his
man.
face with chats for the rest of
Oh,
the
side
show.
note, I watched the video the other day. This is
God.
how you get it done, by the way. Hold on. Bring up a comment. That's how you were trying to get it so that the
Wow. No, it's not because
It just messes up with our overlay, though.
No, I know it messes up the overlay. I'm saying that's
Yeah.
what you guys were trying to do, but because
If
we
we
didn't
had-
have
Maybe-
you didn't have
If
it.
we had Tycoon in here, we could do that. And then
That was
If we
my
could just-
point. You were
if we could just
I knew
cover
it was all
Anthony's
four.
hat, I'd be happy.
that's not going to happen.
That sucks.
Actually, Anthony,
much.
it can happen. I can try. Ah, it didn't work. I tried.
Hey, we're getting delirious. Oh my god. Hey,
It's
run
getting
through the
late.
questions. I was thinking about trading Waller and a piece for a solid RB2 or RB1 because I also have Goddard. Hey, I'll speak for
Absolutely.
everybody. Hell yes. Hey,
Absolutely.
get RB1s
Yeah, go
at
for it.
every cost you can. There's going to be tight ends that you're going to be like, oh my God, I didn't know this guy was even a factor. The Ronald Till Jones, all that kind of stuff. You'll be able to find tight ends. Don't worry about that. If you don't have Kelsey, it doesn't matter. You could get a Kittle. You can get a Waller, that kind of stuff. So, Chef RD, great trade. Yep. Chef RD, you definitely won. Straight up.
There it is. All right. So we're finally
Hey.
caught up in the chats. Go ahead.
Go to the bottom ticker, guys. Hey, we'll donate $1 to St. Jude's Children's Foundation for every new subscriber. Appreciate all you guys for having us here. If you guys can copy, paste, put it in your leagues, that kind of stuff. To be honest, I really could care less about the subscribers. Sorry, guys. I know that's a big thing. However,
You're right.
we really we stand by this thing. So we're just trying to make it fun, find a good reason. We're going to be here year round. We have the sleeper channel, all that kind of stuff. So if you haven't, screw the like and subscribes. I know we've answered more people's questions than we have likes. I'm pretty sure that's usually how it goes. But join the sleeper channel, all that kind of stuff. We're here for you guys. Mike, for instance, is up. It is
Almost 3.
250.
2.
Almost 3.
It's almost 3 in the morning, guys. We're not getting paid for this, so if you guys can, it's
No.
very minimal, in my opinion, to just hit a like, hit a
Press the button.
subscribe. If you hit subscribe, money's going to sick kids.
Who doesn't want
I
that?
said that
Was
way.
that better?
I
Was
said,
that better?
Yeah.
Was that better that time? All right. I was like, I
Yeah.
was scared. I didn't want to say anything that time. I didn't
Hey,
want to
go back and rewatch how you said it. It was
No,
weird.
no, the
I
way-
know
For
it.
sure.
I was like, I was totally trying to be Tycoon and like completely failed. So
No, Tycoon
No, that's
said,
how-
do you hate sick
Yeah.
kids?
Do you hate
No,
sick
I didn't
kids?
think so. I didn't think so. So go like and subscribe. You're like, do you like sick kids? Hey,
yes.
hey, Trilly, we all hate sleep. So we'll be here all day.
No,
hey, actually,
no.
Mike's gonna be here all morning.
No.
Hey, if you guys, even if we close the chat, if you guys stay in the live chat, there's a good chance that we're still gonna answer all your guys' thing. I feel like I'm okay. I wasn't winning this, so I'm gonna drop one more before we get off the line. We fucking appreciate you guys. So
Ooh.
thank you guys for being here. Classic. We know it's all late, dude. Thank you. I think we kind of close everything up. If we want to go through the final chats, I hate sleep. We all do. If you can
Dude,
get
we're
that,
not even
absolutely do
close
it.
to
Shirley
done.
said.
Yeah, we're
We
not
still
in
got-
on
Are
the
we?
show.
We're not even
Yeah,
close to done yet.
I was waiting for you to stop all that so I can get to my Niner game finally. So are we ready?
Taylor or Zeke? What are we doing?
What?
We're
Oh,
just
here we
doing
go.
Q and A.
Oh wow. Okay.
Well, yes.
Hey,
was
Mike,
like,
I'm on the
what are
East
you
Coast.
talking
You got to
If you
stay
can
up. I'm
do
not
that,
sleeping yet.
absolutely.
Hey, Jonathan, again, actually, we didn't say this. We appreciate you too, man. Hey, he shot a $50 donation, showed, proved
Absolutely.
everything. So 1
Oh,
million
wow,
percent,
great.
we appreciate you.
Thanks, Jonathan.
You're better than most of the friends that I have, Jonathan. So
Good stuff,
I'm
brother.
just kidding. Hey, all my friends watching, like, fuck off.
Yeah.
Oh, there's another one.
Ooh, that's another one. Man, it's Friday. You're letting it go on
Whatever.
Friday. I like it.
Tim Boys is back.
yeah.
Oh,
So yeah, so we're saying
welcome.
should I try to trade Waller and Damian Harris for someone like Zeke or Jonathan Taylor? Absolutely.
Yeah, I could do that. Jonathan Taylor over Zeke.
If you can pull someone's RB1 from them that's not hurt, that's been balling out
Ooh,
of
I
their
like
mind,
it.
then
I
go ahead
like
and do
it.
it. Go ahead and do it.
I like it, Jonathan. I love it. I love it.
No, that's
It's
3.
the money
actually.
I made from from Mike's G, man. Let's go. He did good last
Hell
week.
yeah.
That was good. On that
I'll take
parlay.
it.
He won he won that parlay. So at
I'll take it.
at the behest of the Giants. So we're all in favor for the get right folks making some money here. Who put our names on there?
I did.
Oh, very nice.
Look at our ticker, though. We're killing it.
Let's go. All right. So
Mike, you went top left, huh? Not going to
he
happen.
does. Not going to happen. He's not going to go.
I want my seat back.
She wants that Louis Vuitton. I know. He had to go talk about that. They were probably on. She's like, here, let's bring up your phone real quick. He had to get off the tablet so they could look
She's
up.
all, hey, this is the first that
some
I'm looking
handbags and yeah, it's a matching wallet. So
He's
hopefully
all,
you're
hey,
good
let's
there.
go Louis Vuitton
Sorry
purse
about that.
and maybe, hey.
Coach Mark, she's
Yeah.
like, what?
Yeah.
Nigga?
What? Whoa.
Well, that was a little much.
My bad. Hey, it's a little late here now. Whoa,
Hey.
whoa, whoa,
Now
whoa,
it is.
whoa.
All right, hey, let's get into game break preview.
There it is. Where are we at?
Dominic must
All
not
right.
be watching anymore.
It's late for everybody.
You're just dropping sleeper tags, and what do I get? I get I'm half.
Then change your name. You got to change your name on the thing.
No, it's because the overlay. That's why I never put the names on there. But it's all good.
Oh, yeah.
I'm in the.
Whatever.
I
It's
get
the
D.
drawback. You're top
I get
left, but you only get C for L. So
half
I know
a
what
C.
that stands for.
I can do that. You're done. You're good.
Oh no, I like
It's like
mine on there.
gangbanging.
You liked it
Hold on.
up? All right, I'll put it back.
No. And doesn't even Twitter.
I don't.
Can we
Well,
all
I
agree?
get
we
on
like
our
Taylor
thing.
over Zeke?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd do it.
Yeah.
I think so.
Wait, John Taylor. Yeah, definitely.
He was
Taylor
saying like,
over Zeke.
who are you going to target first? So Taylor or Zeke first? I'd go.
Yeah, I mean, I did in a dynasty league, George Kittle for
Oh,
Jonathan
God.
Taylor. Granted, it was salary cap.
Whoa!
Hey, dude, boy. Hey,
Damn,
honestly, whatever she says, dude, I agree with her. So I don't
Damn,
know what's
that's-
going on, dude.
that's rough.
Hey,
I would just hit the treadmill and hit some sit-ups a couple times.
yeah, a treadmill's
Oh
way
my.
cheaper than a
I'm
tummy
not
tuck.
even gonna,
Hey.
I'm not even gonna get into that.
That's crazy.
Oh my.
Oh
My.
no, Jonathan. No, I don't think he was saying that. I'm not even gonna put that on there.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Sorry, missed some boys.
yeah, we're not putting
Hey,
that
we're
on.
scared of you. We don't even know you.
Yeah, no,
We're
seriously,
all in
respect.
committed relationships, so we would
Yeah.
never. Hey, no matter who's watching,
Anyway.
no matter who's watching, I have your girl's back more than you.
For sure.
So
I side with her at all times, no matter what
all
she
There
says.
these.
you go. So
If you don't like
Yeah,
Taylor
back to
Zeke,
football.
stop playing fantasy football. I agree.
Yeah.
Because now I'm looking at playoff schedules. Yeah, I love that Indianapolis schedule at the end of the year is very nice, and they're in the dome.
yeah.
Super smart, Shirley.
But he's saying he likes Zeke's better. So I don't know.
Well,
I
if
like
we get to
Taylor's
play
better.
against the
Philly,
weak ass
Washington.
Giants, twice, have we played you guys? Oh yeah, we whooped you guys. That's right. Sorry about that. You know the whole Daniel Jones thing. But we
It's
get to play against you guys. Our
it's
whole weak ass
Giants.
division.
Giants, Washington, Arizona for the Cowboys.
Arizona, hey, prepare for an upset, boys. If we're underdogs.
Yeah, the Colts get home against New England,
Colts have a tough matchup.
at Cardinals, and home against Raiders. So they're in a dome all 3 games. A little tougher matchups though.
I'm not a good whistler, or I'd be like,
All right.
there you go. I can do it.
Yeah, I like the whistle. My girlfriend hates it.
You're one of those whistling guys, huh?
Don't whistle
All right.
at girls.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
So should we get into it? Can we roll to the next one? We're finally caught up
I've
in the
been
chat.
waiting.
You've been waiting. All right, Mike. Let's set you up. Here's the volley. My and Tycoons and Ryan Gudas. San Francisco 49ers at the Chicago Bears. We have the Niners favored by 4 with the 39 abysmal 39.5 point over
Yeah.
under. Pretty terrible line. That's probably one of the lowest I've seen all year. Tell us about this game. Mike, what's going on?
Yeah, I mean, so right now we have 49ers traveling to Chicago after a loss Sunday night to the Colts in that really crappy, messy, rainy game on Monday or on Sunday night. The Bears are actually playing after being embarrassed by the Buccaneers. I mean, Brady was out after the third quarter. Right now on the 49ers side of the ball, Debo showed up on the injury report just for, he didn't practice on Wednesday, which is normal for a calf injury. The weird thing is the injury report that I actually am looking at currently, they don't go all the way to Friday, which is weird. So they don't have tags on it. But from the report that I got this afternoon, he's going to be fine. They said that he should be good. Trey Lance is in the same boat where he'll be available this game. And Trent Williams is questionable. And if you don't know who Trent Williams is, he's the Pro Bowl left tackle who is probably top of the line. He is right there with Tyron Smith there, Dustin, who I know that you were laughing.
Thank you.
It's all good. They're both up there. Chicago
right
now is only
missing... he's not in the same level, but thank you.
Oh, no. No, I strongly disagree. They're right at the same, but we won't have an argument about that on camera.
If we need to.
And they both, and I can't hear you, Ant, because you're muted, but that's fine.
Good.
Right now, Chicago is only missing Khalil Mack.
Marlon Mack is going to the Ravens.
Yeah, I doubt that. Right now,
he was
on
just spotted
Chicago,
in Baltimore.
On Chicago, you're going to be starting Khalil Herbert. You might be starting Darrell Mooney. That's probably the extent of it. I'm not starting Justin Fields in this game, regardless. Till I see a better connection, I'm not going to be playing Allen Robinson either. It's just not. You can't trust it. I have a hard time playing that. Right now, Jonathan wants to add to that. Teron Armstead, they're all in that particular conversation. If you want me
Never
to
heard of
rank
them.
those particular left tackle for
Never.
the Saints, he's probably
Never
one of
heard
the
of
best. Okay, well, if you're gonna rank them,
I'm
I'm
just
gonna go
talking shit.
Trent Williams. I would put Trent Williams,
No.
Tyrod Smith, and Armstead right after. So he's in.
I gotta log
third.
off.
Okay. Just saying, man. I know
I
my
just
left
hate you
tackle as
guys.
well, man. Aw, but I love you.
Lavelle
then,
Collins is a
Do you
better.
really have to go?
No, I'm just honestly. I'll be honest
No,
with
he's
you guys.
messing
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not scheduled for Friday, so I'm gonna play Call of Duty.
Ooh,
I
was playing before I came on.
Were you? I gotta add you. I know this is not meant for the show, but hey.
No, I got you. I get you. I'll give you my tag. You're good.
I'll give you mine because I don't know how to add people. Not technologically savvy. What is it? Savvy? Savage cool. Anyway,
on
anyways,
the
your
we
left tackle
digress. We
rankings are
digress.
all wrong.
No. And Jonathan, I don't mind this particular part, but I don't think I see Williams more on the higher side of that whole group. You can't have, I don't know. The Armstead's good, but he's not like top guy. Anyway, for San Francisco, you're definitely playing Mitchell. You're definitely playing Debo if he's active. Thankfully, it's a 1:00 game, so he'll be there. You're not playing Ayuk. Oh, and he's a Saints fan. That's why. So I don't blame you for that. But I'm a Giants fan.
I
And
knew
I'm
he
still gonna
was.
put a Redskin and I'm going to put a Redskin or a former Redskin and a Dallas Cowboy above those guys. Anyway,
honestly, when he put him as the best tackle, I knew he was a Saints fan. There was no questions to be asked.
No, but he is probably top 5 out of the top left tackles in the game. So,
dude, I'm gonna drop the 4th F-bomb right now. I'm just kidding.
Okay. Ayuk is basically done for the year. You can't play him, and Jimmy G is probably the next. You can play him in Superflex, and that's about it. But don't expect much. So that's all.
I'm just seeing how much I can say before I get muted.
Oh shit! We forget we can do that.
Whoa, we got to ask.
Whoa, Mike's like.
Oh no,
you dropped the N bomb, man. You can't really. Say
yeah, I know that was a bad one. Yeah, you gotta put that in the. You gotta put that in the book. It's all right.
Hey, Dominic,
put it in the notebook.
Oh, hey, you're the only one that can say it. So
Dominic,
glad it was you.
Yeah. All right. So we got.
Hey,
Mike
got
a
question.
Sorry. We got yeah.
I was gonna say. So, are you really leaving or are you staying? For real.
I'm literally playing Call of Duty, but I'll just listen. And I'll try to be quiet.
Well, you can listen.
We
on
both
YouTube.
know that ain't
Stay
gonna
in the
happen.
chat.
Hey,
We'll
you
hit
guys
you up
can
later.
need me, man, for sure.
Right.
Hey,
Come back later,
I'm not even meant to be on Friday shows.
No, that was cool, dude. Thanks for popping in for real. That was awesome.
Yes,
No, I'm staying mic'd up.
Yeah,
but
no,
you can mute. I'll be quiet.
I'll be quiet.
Oh God. Anyway, so oh, so glad to have him. Anyway, so
awesome.
Ken Ruby, what's up, man? Like we said, check the ticker below. That's what we're doing currently. So make sure you like and subscribe to the show if you like
Ken's
what we're doing.
been here before.
Oh, he has. Oh, well, sorry for that little 2-second plug. Anyway,
It's all good.
So thoughts on Thielen?
Appreciate it.
Honestly, I'm completely fine with Thielen. You can't go wrong with him. He's on the lower end of wide receiver 2, but his upside is incredible. So he's hard to not play. I'm playing him especially against Dallas this week for sure. So I'm okay with Thielen. What about you?
Yeah, man. I think until we see kind of otherwise, you kind of have to roll with Thielen. Kirk Cousins is playing well. Um, they're basically the two options on that team. Obviously behind Cook. It all starts with him. Um, but for the most part, I think you roll him out there as a high end wide receiver two every week, and you kind of set it and forget it.
Yeah, for sure. I agree.
So yeah, so I'm good with that.
Okay.
Um,
Chats,
so
don't worry about the chat.
yeah, I was gonna say no, we're good there. We'll get off of that one here. We'll try to get through our breakdowns. Usually once we get this point, we can
We
get
could
through the
fly.
breakdowns, and yeah, we start flying through them. So our next game here is going to be the Pittsburgh Steelers at Cleveland Browns. Interesting storyline here. We have the Browns favored by 3.5 with the 42-point over under. So break it down. Where are we at? Who we starting? Who we sitting in this game?
So we got Pittsburgh coming off the bye, facing the beat up Cleveland, Browns. They're coming off their Thursday night game where they lost to the Broncos. I mean, if you look at the injury report, half the Browns are on the injury report. Baker now is questionable, but he is going to play. He actually got a full practice in on Friday. He was limited for most of the week. And he will be starting as per Kevin Stefanski. So he will be out there. OBJ is limited all week. He's questionable with a shoulder injury. So we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be a little bit more of a game time for him. Landry told reporters he's going to be out there. So you could probably roll with Landry if you're looking to. The bigger name is Nick Chubb, but he is currently off the injury report. He was a full participant on Friday, so he's good to go. I think the biggest question for that side of the ball, I'm going to skip the concept that for the Steelers, the only guy that's missing out of them is Eric Ebron. Everyone else is healthy. But I think the biggest question for this is, how do you feel about Dearness Johnson, taking over the Hunt role? Do you feel as if he is someone that can, do well? And honestly, for me personally, I think he can. I mean, Hunt, while covering, and I know that these are two different players, but Hunt from weeks 1 through 6, he was the RB8. I am completely fine with putting in a guy like Dearness Johnson in his place for the next few weeks to be able to get some of that and be a relative, something, of a low end RB2 that you can probably flex and still do, have a great time. I think in this game, you're also, you're going to be able to roll out, probably the only time you will for at least a short period is Patrick Freiermuth for the Pittsburgh Steelers as a tight end. He'll be a low end, or well, I'd say a high end tight end too, but he is definitely someone that can have some upside in this particular game with, no Eric Ebron. He's a big target. I think he's actually, a good option if you're in DFS or anything else that you're looking to stream. He's
Isn't
dirt
Eric
cheap.
Ebron out this week?
Yeah, he's out. That's what I was saying. He's out.
Oh, so Fairmouth, you're saying? Okay, my bad.
Yeah, I'm saying
I
Patrick
heard you.
Freiermuth. You
I
can
had you wrong. My
stream
bad.
him. No, it's all good. You can stream him if you need to. You can play him in DFS. He's not a horrible option against the Cleveland Browns. Claypool is a stud, but you can't trust him week to week. Deontay Johnson, he is definitely going to be playing, or he's going to be the main target other than Najee. So honestly, out of the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'm playing Deontay Johnson. I'm playing Harris. I'm playing Freiermuth. I don't know how I feel about playing Ben yet. Maybe a super flex league and, maybe a 2 QB league, but other than that, I'm probably not going to play him. And then on the Brown side, how do you feel about Baker playing? I mean, good for him, but
Yeah, I mean, I think it's better than Case Keenum. I don't, I think they feel like, if Baker does get hurt, it's not like there's so much of a drop off if Case Keenum comes in. So I think they're just going to kind of start Baker, just because, again, if he's there, he's going to play. He is there, face of the franchise. And it's kind of interesting that, I say that on one side, but you would kind of think, if Brady was dealing with an injury like this, would Tampa Bay let him keep playing?
No.
If Justin Herbert, had this type of injury, would they let him keep playing or shut him down because they want him in the long term? So my whole thing is, what is Cleveland really saying by letting him play with this significant of an injury?
Yeah. I think
We're
Baker's the one.
talking a fracture, we're talking a torn is requiring surgery. So it's, what's really going on here? Like, why are they even letting him play? Is the coaching staff that worried about their job? Is Baker that much worried about his job? If he doesn't finish the year, is he not, guaranteed a spot on the roster next year? It's very strange to me
It
why they're
is.
not just shutting him down and making this happen. I don't know. It's just weird. What do you think?
Honestly, I think it has to do. I think Baker is definitely like pounding the table to try to get in there. Sorry for that, John Gruden line. He honestly is looking
Pound the
to
table
get.
if you're with me. Sorry.
Yeah, it was a great episode of Hard Knocks. Anyway,
That didn't age well, did it?
honestly, no, not anymore. No. But my point is that I honestly, I think it's just him wanting to get in and play. And, he's a football player. We get it. You're tough. I'm all for him being tough and all, but unfortunately, you have a career to worry about. I understand it's your left shoulder and not your right, but it's still painful. You can see how it hurts him every time. And I don't understand risking your career for this type of thing when you have a more than serviceable backup in Case Keenum, in my opinion. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. Again, I do like just to kind of recap, what you're saying. I do like Deontay. I'm probably not starting any Browns receivers just because again the whole, Claypool or I'm sorry, the whole Baker situation. But again, I do like Claypool. I do like Deontay. Um,
I'd play
you know,
Landry out of any of the Browns.
maybe. I mean,
Compared
I
to
definitely like Chubb. He's the one to me I think is the safest start for anyone on this Cleveland Brown side.
Claypool or
Um,
Landry.
there it is. So that's just my
No,
2 cents on
Claypool,
that.
Claypool or Landry.
All right, so you good with that?
You didn't hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah. No, you said
Claypool or
Claypool.
Landry?
Yeah, you said it 15 times. I'm good with that.
No, but who are you playing?
Oh, playing. I
Pick
thought you
one.
were saying Claypool or Landry. No, I said I wouldn't
No,
even
I'm
start Landry. So of course
okay.
Claypool.
So you're
No,
gonna go
that's what I'm
Claypool.
saying. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I said the only person we're starting on the Cleveland side is Nick Chubb. So I mean,
Would
I'm
you
not
even
like I said, I'm not
none of
even
them?
that sold on Dearness Johnson for
Okay.
this week. I think it's Nick Chubb in a complete workhorse role. When Chubb got hurt last year, they basically put Kareem Hunt in a workhorse role, and Johnson only spelled him, if he needed to. So um,
Okay.
that's just kind of how I feel about that. I don't trust the
Okay.
passing offense with Baker at the helm, and we've seen what happened. You're going to get 180 yards and maybe one touchdown out of Case Keenum because he's just going to game manage, and
I
they're going to
think it's
rely
gonna be a
rely
little
on
bit
their
more.
defense. So
I think it's gonna be closer than people think. They know each other real well. I just think it's gonna be a lot closer.
it's
And
going to
if
be
they're gonna be close, it's gonna be throwing. So
not at all. It's two good defensive teams. So I
yeah.
I'm not buying that, but that's okay. We can agree to disagree. I love it.
Agree to
Uh,
disagree.
agree to disagree. All right. So our next game we got here, as long as you're good with that, Philadelphia Eagles at Detroit Lions. The Eagles are favored by 3.5, but Anthony's favoring them by at least 1 point because that's all you need to win. I have the I have the Lions in this one over the Eagles, getting their first win, 48-point over under. Mike, break it down. Tell me why the Eagles are going to lose this game.
I mean, this. I agree. I mean, it might be that way. I mean, this is going to be a brutal game. Nonetheless. Everyone on the Eagles side except for Miles Sanders is healthy. So we know right now Miles Sanders is out. So you at least don't have to make that particular decision anymore. So rejoice and be happy. But unfortunately, you have to choose between Boston Scott or Kenneth Gainwell. And we've had that conversation in the beginning of the show.
Give me Gainwell.
Yeah, I like Gainwell a little bit more than Boston Scott, especially in a full PPR, half PPR league. I'd rather go with him. Jalen Hurts continues to be the worst quarterback and best fantasy quarterback ever. Just don't understand.
The worst real life quarterback, but best fantasy quarterback.
Yeah, for sure. Devontae Smith continues to do well, but he relies on Hurts being good. So we'll have to see. I mean, the Lions, their secondary is beat up right now, so he could have a decent game. Goddard is a must start. Anthony will definitely agree with that.
Absolutely.
He's big on Goddard, so I know that's big. The Lions side, you can't really trust Goff. I don't really trust Khalif Raymond. I mean, they were talking about Goff saying something about the concept that he reminds, Khalif Raymond reminds him of Kupp. I'm like, ugh, just don't even go there.
Shows you how bad Goff is. Because Khalif Raymond is nowhere near what Kupp is producing as the wide receiver.
I was just thinking that. I mean, Khalif Raymond is okay, but he is not Cooper Kupp.
As soon as Goff leaves, Kupp becomes the number one wide receiver.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, he was like the 2 for like 8-9 weeks, like 2 years ago when Goff was there. So yeah, it is what it is. But either way, for the Lions side of the ball, I'm playing Swift. He's a must start, and so is TJ Hawkinson. You can still play him. You're not going to not play your studs. You're not going to play probably Jamal Williams till you see more. I mean, honestly, he's not been producing what he did in the first 4 weeks. So for me, Swift, Hawkinson, Eagles side, you're going to start Hurts. You're going to start Goddard and, Gainwell and Smith. That's all I'm starting.
Yeah, I kind of would agree with you there. Obviously Swift, I'm sitting Williams in this one. Like you said, Gainwell over Scott. You kind of have to start Hurts at this point with this matchup. Just again, considering his, fantasy upside.
Yeah.
Even with
6-7.
Yeah, even though we have this whole thing about the coaching staff saying that we're going to see Blaine Gabbert here, or Blaine Glabbert. Why did I say that? Gardner Minshew here sometime by the end of the year, which is just kind of absurd.
I hope not.
It's just very interesting. You got all this going on, which is why I'm predicting the Detroit Lions take it home this week and get their first win of the season. So
big upset, huh?
Big upset there. So I like it. But I do like Khalif Raymond. He is coming off a 6-catch, 115-yard performance. He only has the 2 touchdowns that he's scored on 3 catches in week 4 against Chicago. So we'd like to see him, get in the end zone with a little more consistency. But
he's
again,
just not
he's becoming a reliable target. But again, 5'8", 182 pounds. He's not that Julio Jones, D-Hop, type guy. So is what it is.
I'm just laughing at the article. I'm just laughing at the article with I'm reading it right now with Jared Goff, and it's just they're not the same person. Anyway, let's move on to the next game.
It's tough. All right, so next game we got Cincinnati Bengals at New York Jets. We have the Bengals favored by 10.5.
Wait.
Oh, I skipped one. My bad. I skipped one. Tennessee Titans. Timestamp it here. Tennessee Titans at Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are favored by 1.5. Very interesting. But that's only usually because
they're home.
The home team has that 3-point advantage. So obviously they like the Titans in this one. 51 point over under.
Good over under.
Nice over under in this one. A lot of fantasy relevant guys. Obviously, we have Derrick Henry, AJ Brown. We've talked about Julio being out. What do we expect out of Ryan Tannehill? What do we expect out of Carson Wentz? I know he's shown some promise. We have are we going to have a T.Y. Hilton sighting again?
Oh
What
my
do we do
God.
with Michael Pittman? Is Mo Alley Cox a thing? A lot of stuff going on here, Mike. Break it down. Where are we at?
Yeah. So, I mean, like you said, Titans are coming off the big win versus the Chiefs. That was just an amazing game, to be honest.
Huge.
They shut them
Huge.
down. I've never seen that come from especially the Titans.
And
I mean,
especially you
they
wouldn't have
were.
thought how they did it. I'm sorry to cut you off, but
No,
29
you're right.
carries for 86 yards from Derrick Henry. You would have thought, they set the over on his yardage at like 126 was the
Oh
over
yeah,
under
yeah.
on yardage, and it was definitely the under. So anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you on
No,
that, but
he only
that gets
savaged
me
his day
excited.
from. No, you're good. I mean, honestly, he only savaged his day from throwing a touchdown. I mean, he couldn't
Passing
run it in,
touchdown.
so he threw a touchdown. I mean, it was an incredible play. I actually I was really impressed with that. I'm a Derrick Henry owner, so for me, it was just nice to see. But other than that, I mean, the Colts are coming off a really, a messy game in San Francisco. They won that particular game off a last second, play against San Francisco. So honestly, they've been playing okay. Jonathan Taylor looks great. So there's going to be two really good backs in this game. It looks like for Tennessee, Taylor Lewan is on. He's still in concussion protocol, but it looks like he's got a good chance to play. He's been a full participant in practice all week, so it looks like he's good to go. Julio Jones is going to be out. So this is going to be AJ Brown. Like I mentioned in the beginning of the show, he had a limited practice, a full practice, and then didn't practice on Friday. That's never a good sign, but you should just keep an eye on it. It doesn't have a injury tag for him right now. It just says not injury related and rest. So just keep an eye on it. He could just be, taking the day off, and they, maybe his vet day is on Friday. But either way, just keep an eye on it. Saturday, they do run like, little practices. So double check then. Henry's good to go. Like I said, the caveat for him, he's always going to be on the injury report for at least a day, and then he's off of it. He's always going to be not practicing for at least 2 days. Like Anthony said, he had 29 carries. That's what, you're going to give him rest. Colts side, you got Jonathan Taylor and Nyheim Hines. They both showed up with rib injuries during the week. They're both fine. They both practiced in full. You're not going to have to worry about them. Other than that, you don't really have any other injuries other than good old T.Y. Hilton, who had a full practice today, full practice, yesterday. So he is questionable as of right now. I don't expect much from him, even if he does play. I know he had a good game against Houston, but he always does. So, I'm not really relying on him to be anything. Pittman's still the guy there, in my opinion. You're still playing JT. You're still playing Pittman without a problem. I'm okay with playing Carson Wentz as well in a Superflex or 2QB league. I mean, honestly, I think, he's okay. Titans defense has played a little better lately, but it doesn't mean that they're good. They're still down a lot of, a couple corners. So, and I think they're down like 3 out of their top guys. So I would be more than okay with playing Carson Wentz right now. On the Titans side of the ball, you're never going to sit Henry. Brown,
Never.
you're going to play.
Never.
No. And
Even if he's
and
hurt,
Tannehill,
play him.
yeah, even if he's hurt, you're playing him. Tannehill, I think is in the same realm as Wentz. You can play him in a 2 QB super flex, but other than that, I'm not going to play him in 1 QB. And you're not playing any of the tight ends other than maybe Mo Alley Cox, and he's the one that I trust more than any of the other ones. So, and I just like Mo Alley Cox, just gigantor. Just got to play him.
Yeah. I have Tannehill at 12 and Wentz at 15, so I have them fairly close, but I do have Tannehill kind of edging them out, and that's just because
that's fair. They're a better quarterback.
Yeah, and just because of the banged up secondary, I think AJ Brown has a chance for another huge game this week.
They're both banged up.
Yeah, they're both banged up, but again, I think AJ Brown has a chance to shine. Um, and again, it should be a good amount of points. That's where they're projecting 51. These different defenses aren't great right now. We do know that the Indianapolis line is great. Hopefully for those Jonathan Taylor owners like myself, we can expect a big game out of him. Obviously, with their line
You'll
there,
be
hopefully
fine.
they control it, keep Derrick Henry off the field. Interestingly enough, like what you said there, I'm good to move on. So, what do you think?
Yeah.
I'm a-
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's all you really kind of know about that game. I think it's gonna be closer than people think. That's why it's at the 1.5. So honestly, that's gonna be a tough game to pick for me this week.
it can't get really any closer than that. There's only
No,
one or a
I'm
half,
surprised
right?
it's not a pick 'em yet because it
Yeah,
should be.
it's pretty close. All right, so we'll get on to the next one here. We'll fly through it, try to get this thing
Oh, this
finished
one's
off
gonna be
here.
quicker.
Yeah, this will be pretty quick here. We have Cincinnati Bengals at New York Jets. We have the Bengals favored by 10.5 with a 43 point um, over under. So obviously, we have the Bengals coming off that big win against the Ravens. One of the games that I told you last week that I couldn't wait to watch.
Yeah, it was a great game.
Burrow and Chase did not, um, they did
They
not let us
still haven't.
down. They did
No.
not let us down. It was a show that they put on. Again, I think it's the first touchdowns that they've scored against Baltimore in several games. I think that was one of our Magoat's interesting facts of the day. Um, so break it down for us here really quick. What do you think about this game?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like you said, they're coming off the big win against the the Ravens. They've been playing well. Jets are coming off a huge loss to the Pats, which was almost embarrassing. Well, it was embarrassing. They lost
They're the
Zach Wilson.
Jets.
Yeah, but it was even embarrassing for that. Like they're an embarrassment to begin with. They were even more embarrassed, and I feel
Ooh,
bad.
shots fired. Go ahead,
No,
man.
it's sad. Like honestly, they have the pieces. It's just trying to get them all to work.
This comes from a Giants fan, Jets fans. Can you believe this? Wow.
Hey
Go ahead.
man, not
Go ahead.
it's not
Go
as
ahead.
bad as you think it is. But anyway, Zach Wilson's going to be out for the next few weeks with a PCL injury. I can see him out for another 2 to 4 weeks. Mike White will be starting. He's already been declared the starter, so he will be in. So if you have the Bengals DST, enjoy. I do. Corey Davis is going to be listed as doubtful. So he's probably not going to be playing. So they're already going to be down everybody. So this is a tough matchup. The Bengals are going to be healthy. The only guy I think that's out is Chris Evans, and that doesn't matter. He's their third running back. So, you're basically playing all your particular Bengals. You're starting, Higgins, Boyd. You can play Chase, of course. You can play Burrow. I think Burrow's a really sneaky DFS play if you're looking for someone cheaper than the normal. Top guys, he'll be pretty cheap. So honestly, this is just a easy matchup to play. The only one that I would play on the Jets side of the ball, and it's only if you're really desperate, is Michael Carter. And it's only because they're going to be down and having to dump it off. And, normally backup QBs tend to dump that ball to the check down 80% of the time, from what
Is
I've
that a
watched.
real stat, or is
No,
that just
that
a
is
made up
that
Mike
is
stat?
that's
I
a
just want to
Mike made
I
up.
just
No, you're
I just
good.
want to
No, well,
clarify
no,
for the
it's clear.
people out there for the validity of the show,
But
just so they can tell
so
the
for
difference
the
between our sarcasm and our actual stats. Just
Well,
giving you a little
okay, so
ribbing
it
as
might
well,
not be
Mike.
sarcasm, but it's definitely one of those things that you notice when you watch the game.
Absolutely.
You can just tell it's kind of like rookies and tight end, rookies to tight ends and rookies to other like running backs, just the short
Safety
intermediate
blanket.
quick. Yeah,
Safety blanket.
I can see him being somewhat of that for Mike White. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's kind of funny. I get to talk about Mike White because I actually, when he was coming out of the draft, when he was being drafted, he was one of the guys that I looked at in the combine, when they were having it. And I went, this guy actually looks pretty decent. He had a good ball coming out, and he hit the out route, which is really hard to hit for a lot of rookies. And he was hitting all these really good throws, and he had good arm action and everything. I'm like, oh, this guy should do well. Of course he didn't, but he looked good in compared to a lot of the other guys that were out there. And I don't know. I don't think he's going to do well. I'm just saying he's someone that might surprise people, but I don't think it's going to be tonight. The Bengals played well against Lamar, so
there it is. See, and we say we're going to get through it quick, but then we go into a long.
Well, I think about like 10 other things. Well, I was gonna. My other question was.
No, I appreciate it. I mean, that's what we're here for, man. We're here to give the breakdown to people. That's what we're here for. So go ahead.
Well, my other thought about it is the biggest question for me after last week, what we saw with Damian Harris and JJ Taylor and Brandon Bolden. Sorry. Do you play a guy? Do you play like if you had the option to play Mixon and P. Ryan and you had both on your team, are you playing both of them?
No, you have to play Mixon only. But I think if you're a P. Ryan owner and you're in some, serious messed up situations, I think he could be a potential start. If it gets into some garbage time, maybe P. Ryan can, get enough, maybe get a garbage touchdown to where it can make, a nice, just RB2 kind of type or flex, fantasy type day. I'd say more so in an RB2 just because I think you'd have some better, PPR wide receiver flex options over Samaje Perine. But, it could be rough out there as far as your RB2 situation. So I think, Samaje could be a potential, guy. He's not my start of the week or anything like that. But when you face a matchup like this, with a 10.5 point over under, we saw what happened last week with them sitting Burrow. Obviously, they're not going to want to put any extra touches on Mixon that they have to. So I think, again, there's a sneaky chance that that Samaje can get in here for some nice garbage time. Also, I'm also alerted for the same reasons. I'm also a little worried about Higgins and Boyd. To me, I think if there's other options that you have, over those guys, I would consider those guys possibly being a sit this week. No way you're sitting Chase at this point. But I think, there could be other options out there, over Boyd and Higgins this week. Just again, when you're facing a negative game script like this, they could very well get a touchdown. He could still throw 3 touchdowns. Burrow could. They could all each get one. We also have to worry about CJ Uzomah as well.
Oh my God. I'm
he's
not
sneaky.
even bringing him up.
He's a sneaky guy, just to get, 2-3 touchdowns on 3 or 4 targets, it could very well happen that way. So again, that's why I'm a little scared starting those 2 guys. Again, Uzomah is definitely a guy you can stream and throw in there with that touchdown upside. It's not guaranteed he's going to get it. So you just have to be willing to, when you're streaming tight ends anyway, you're just kind of looking for upside. The stats are there to show that he can, potentially give you a good advantage that week. Otherwise, I'm definitely firing up Burrow. But my tough decision I have this week is, do I go Burrow or Cousins?
Oh, Burrow. I like the Cousins one, but I like Burrow better.
Yeah, that's pretty much where I'm leaning as well, but it is tough.
Yeah. It's a tough one. I mean, I was going to ask you, Marvin or Jacoby Myers or Higgins?
Give me Myers in a PPR.
Marvin Jones and Higgins.
Marvin Jones. Who are they going against this week again?
Seattle.
Seattle. Yeah, give me Marvin Jones there.
Marvin Jones or Higgins?
I'll take Marvin Jones as well.
Okay. Interesting. Okay.
Just because I think the Seattle offense can produce more than what the Jets offense can produce. So I think that game will have some, favorable game script than what the Jets game could potentially get out of hand after 3 or 4 series. They could be up 21-0, and then it could be literally a Samaje Perine game, and mixing game from there on out. So that's just what I'm worried about.
Samaje or Gaskin?
I think you still have to go Gaskin.
Yeah. Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah. No. I like that. That's good. Sorry, I had I guess I had a lot to say about that game. That was good. That was definitely one that that I had some input on. Just because
There you go.
the other ones we kind of, when we feel the same, I don't want to just say all the same stuff you just
I get
said.
it.
But for that one, I actually had kind of some different takes than what you did, so I wanted to give my 2 cents in there. So here we go. We'll get into the next one, man. Flying through it. Los Angeles Rams at Houston Texans. We have the Rams favored by 14 and a
Yeah.
half
It's the
with
same game.
47.5 point over under. Again, similar game. So break it down here. We could probably get through this one a little quicker, as you know how I feel
Maybe.
with the Texans.
Maybe.
So go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this is the same game as the Bengals and Jets. It's a little bit of surprise that they're not the same over under, or not the same line. So the biggest news from this is that Mark Ingram got traded to New Orleans, so he is no longer going to be on the Texans, which is good and bad. I mean, the hard part really here is you're not really starting any Texans. You're starting all your Rams without a problem. We don't have to get into either side of the ball. They're both healthy, except for the Rams have Andrew Whitworth, their left, Pro Bowl left tackle. He'll be out, but I don't see that as being a big deal. It kind of just puts a little bit of a damper on Tyler Higbee because they'll probably keep him into, chip and things like that. But the biggest question is
good take on that. Good take.
Yeah,
I like that.
I mean that I have Higbee, so I always have to think that way.
Nice.
So for this, I'm thinking about the running backs for the Texans, and we know David Johnson, we know Philip Lindsay. I've been getting whispers of a guy named Scotty Phillips. I don't know anything about him. I know that he's somewhat of an option, and they've been talking him up as someone that they're looking to possibly use. And, we'll see. I'm not going to, if you're in a really deep dynasty league, go for it. Because maybe he'll become something that's worth it. Redraft, I wouldn't touch him. But if you're in a redraft league and you're looking between David Johnson or Philip Lindsay, who do you feel more comfortable? Who do you feel more comfortable with playing?
Neither. I picked up Lindsay in one league and I picked up Johnson in the other, because I figure I'll be right in one of the leagues. And
which one do you feel more confident about?
Neither. I'm not starting any Houston guy, but I did pick one up so that I could potentially trade one of them. So that's all.
Honestly, I picked up Lindsay in one league, and I have David Johnson. I have the option of picking up David Johnson in another. Granted, there's no one I would want to drop for him.
Right.
But
I had a spot, I think, in one of our listener leagues that I took a flyer. Took a flyer on him on, and it was only in my PPR leagues. In my standard leagues, I passed.
Yeah. So honestly, Cooks is the only other option, and that's only because he's the only passing option. So
and
if
Ramsey's
you're in a bind, you have to.
Ramsey's
no, I don't. Ramsey does not play shadow anymore. He is now designated to a inside nickel position that they play as their base as nickel, which just means that they have one extra DB on the field, and what they do is they play him more. Now. I wouldn't say, I guess a linebacker / safety, but he's better than that safety position because he can cover better. So they put him more on the inside because what teams tend to do, and we see all the time, they'll move their best option inside. So yeah, he'll cover Cooks once in a while, but he's not like Tre'Davious White or Marcus Lattimore, who tend to be that guy that sticks to a guy. He's more. Well, yeah, he is a shutdown corner, but he is not one to be on the main
traveling corner.
Yeah, well, and he always was more of a travel corner than he is a man-to-man stay with the guy the whole game. Like, he's better where he is now, and he's more relevant in IVP. But at the same time, he's also one of those guys that he does better where he is in this particular position. So honestly, good for him. But I don't think he's going to be shadowing him. I think that Cooks is still a decent option, and it's only because they're going to be down and they're going to need to throw it. So
There it is. All right. I got nothing else to say about that game. You ready to move on?
yeah, sure.
All right. Let's do it. So we're heading into the 1 o'clock games, bro. Not the 4
Well,
p.m. games.
4 o'clock.
No way, man. We're headed into the 1 o'clock games. Our morning and everything, our day is just getting started here on the West Coast. When these games kick off, we have the New England Patriots at the Los Angeles Chargers. We have the Chargers favored by 4 over the Patriots. Who would have thunk that 2 years ago? We have a 49-point
Rough.
over under or implied total, as they call it. Tell us what's going on in this game. We've talked about Damian Harris a lot. There was a trade for Keenan Allen in one of my leagues this week. I'm sure you're going to get into that. Obviously, some big Eckler news as well that came out of practice today and yesterday. So let us know where we're at.
Yeah, so I mean, Austin Eckler ended up coming on the injury report on Thursday and did not practice with a hip injury. He didn't practice on Friday either. Right now, it looks like he's gonna. I mean, they label him as questionable. He looks like to be a true game time decision. They said he was a little sore, but the Chargers are a team that aren't one to kind of if you didn't practice, you don't play type. If he doesn't practice, he could play. So either way, if I am the Eckler owner, I am looking to grab one of the 3 options behind him, which is Joshua Kelly, Justin Jackson, and or Roundtree. And as me and Dustin were talking about it before, I think maybe Joshua Kelly might be the better option. But I honestly think it's Justin Jackson, to be fair. Yeah, you're muted. But honestly,
Justin Jackson.
yeah, Justin Jackson's probably the better option just because he's been there more. He knows the system better. It's just, I don't know. He's just someone that they trust more with that particular, thing. So I would still keep one of them just in case. On the on the Patriots side, I mean, they have. If you ever get a chance when you guys are bored, check out the injury reports that they post on the websites for the teams. It's quite interesting because if you look at the Patriots one, everyone except one person who is someone irrelevant that no one knows and no one cares about is literally labeled out, and everyone else is a limited practice and questionable, which makes no sense to me at all. Because if you look at every other practice report, if you're limited, you could be questionable or no tag, and it's just hilarious to me. Anyway,
Belichick doing Belichick things.
I know.
It's okay.
So they're all pretty much they're all questionable. So there's nothing really to worry about on the Patriots side of the ball. No one that you care about is hurt. So you're starting Damian Harris, Jacoby Myers, Hunter Henry. It's hard to trust Mac unless you're in a 2 QB league. You're starting all your Chargers. You're definitely going to still start Herbert. You're going to start Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. We had that discussion before. Keenan Allen's probably the better choice out of the 2. But, for his own, anyone's good. Jared Cook isn't a bad option either. He's usually pretty good in general. And, if a few of the guys that are on this list are not playing, and, we won't know that till, 2:30, 3 o'clock, then he'll be fine. But other than that, that's who you got to start. I mean, there's no one else to really go through. I mean, you can't trust Nelson Aguilar. It's hard to trust Kendrick Bourne. I like Kendrick Bourne a little more, but it's hard to trust who they're going to go with on any given week. Myers just seems to be the only consistent. So, yeah, that's all I can really say about this game. There's not really much else.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Did you get into the tight ends, Hunter Henry, Giannu, or any of these guys?
Jonnu's out. I mean, Jonnu is They don't list him on the report. Oh, there he is. They list him as questionable, but he's probably not going to play. They were talking about him not playing most of the week. So I'm sticking to Hunter. If you're going to put them in, who plays what, Hunter is the top guy. He's 3 touchdowns in 3 weeks or 4 touchdowns in 3 weeks or something like that. So I trust Hunter over him. So
There it is.
stick with that. Yeah.
See, I'm listening to you, man. If you're not saying
I know
certain
you
names,
are.
I was about to hit you with that Algalore and Born.
Yeah.
Just kind of dismissing
They're
those
not worth
guys.
my
But
time.
I wanted to find out. I see Algalore available. It kind of keeps getting added and dropped in a couple of my leagues. It seems like people aren't sure what to do with him.
He's boomer
So
bust.
yeah,
That's the problem.
yeah, and again, rookie quarterback. So obviously had his best game last week. Of course, because I was playing against them. So I should have just let you guys know that he was going to have his career year because that's usually what happens when people play me. So anyway, moving on. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars at Seattle Seahawks. Seahawks are favored by 3.5 in this one, 44.5 point over under. Um, is this going to be a closer game than maybe we thought with Gino versus Trey Law coming off their bye?
Yeah.
Do you think Urban Meyer makes any adjustments here in the offense? Do they, did
I
they
hope
take a
so.
look at themselves in the mirror and say we just need to give the ball to James Robinson and then work some play action? Obviously, find some more targets for Marvin Jones. It seems like when DJ Chark went down, so did Marvin Jones. I don't
Yeah.
understand it.
I don't get it.
I thought Marvin Jones would be in a smash spot as soon as
Oh,
that
me too.
injury happened. And then if not him, Lavishka, but he seemed to do even worse as well. So just kind of break this down. Obviously we don't want to spend too much time, but interesting that it's only a 3.5 point, favor. So they're only being really favored by a half a point because you get that standard 3 at home. So
Yeah.
do we have a good game maybe in store for us here?
I hope so. I mean, this looks like a decent game in my opinion. I mean, both sides are coming, or at least the Jag side of the ball is coming healthy from the bye. There's no one of significance that is worth mentioning that won't be in this particular game.
Besides DJ Chark. Do.
Oh,
Go ahead.
well, yeah. But beyond that, I mean, the Jags are coming off a big win in London versus Miami. Seattle is finally taking a day off from prime time. They were like 2-3 games of prime time, and it was all because of Russell Wilson. Anyway,
And he wasn't
but
even in them.
after no, and then and it's taken a loss to Alvin Kamara. I'm not even going to say to New Orleans. Like they lost to Alvin Kamara. That was the game. Right now it looks like Alex Collins is set to play. They'll probably do what they did, last week where they rotated him in with Travis Homer, Rashad Penny, DJ Dallas. That game is going to be tough. That type of rotation is tough to go with. I probably wouldn't start him, even though it's a decent matchup. It's just tough to see how many carries he would get in that particular game, in my opinion.
I do want to interrupt you right there if I could.
Sure.
I think they tried to work Penny in and do like a little timeshare. I don't think Collins really got, much work.
Yeah, no one got
In the
really a
first
lot.
half. And then when they came out, they made a kind of concentrated effort. They kind of dialed back Rashad Penny. It looks like they, put their trust in Alex Collins. He had a good drive, good couple drives coming out of the half. So I think, if they've seen, that game film, I would like to see Alex Collins start and him get the bulk of the carries and be spelled by Penny at this point. Penny hasn't
Yeah.
really played football in almost 2 years, it seemed like. So,
Yeah.
I mean, granted, so did kind of Alex Collins, but he seems to be running much better at this point. But again, I
Yeah,
didn't
no,
mean to interject so much. Go ahead.
No, you're right. And honestly, that's the toughest part, though, is trying to figure out what their share will be at this point. It isn't a fair, guesstimate because the last few weeks have been, Collins coming off an injury. Like last week, he was coming off the injury, and then they threw in Rashad Penny, who was also coming off the IR. So it's very hard to figure out who is the guy. And that's where I know Alex Collins is probably the better option, but I just don't feel comfortable playing either one of them unless I have to. Metcalf was a full participant. He practiced in full Wednesday, Thursday, didn't practice. He was a full participant on Wednesday. did not practice on Thursday, and then was limited on Friday, but he doesn't have a tag, so he should be fine. But something to keep an eye on. You're still playing Robinson, Jones, Chenault. I mean, those are guys you're going to have to play. I mean, they're definitely starting, eligible in my opinion. I think the only one that I can play in confidence in Seattle is Metcalf, and I don't even feel comfortable playing Tyler Lockett anymore. You can definitely tell the difference between Lockett and Russell, and I think that was the biggest question a lot of people had when Geno came in and why people were trying to trade him off. And now it seems like the right thing to do, but unfortunately, you can't do it now. It's too late. You kind of lost your window. You kind of had to do it beforehand. So, for now, I mean, that's who I'm playing. I mean, I'm playing James Robinson with confidence. My biggest questions are Marvin Jones, Jacoby Myers, those guys that I got to fix into my wide receiver 3. So,
yeah. And we've answered a lot of questions with those guys, so
yeah, I'm not even going to get into it.
Yeah, I'm sure they have an idea kind of in that range of where we're going. And if not, just hit us up on Sleeper. We'll be here again Sunday morning to take your questions for those last minute start sit. So join us at 8 o'clock Pacific and sometime o'clock Eastern, whatever fake time that is.
11.
All right. So 11 a.m. Eastern. Such a weird time for football. Anyway, moving on. So we have, or anything else you want to add on that? I pretty much feel the same. Nothing, kind of too big, different that I have there. So I don't know if you mentioned the name Gerald Everett
tight
at
ends.
all.
Yeah. No, I was going to talk about Everett and Dan Arnold. I mean, I'd play Arnold over Everett just because Seattle stinks against tight end.
There we go. All right. So we can move on here. We have next game in our 1 p.m. or 4 o'clock slate. We have the Washington football team, the only team without ending in the letter S. At the Denver Broncos, we have the Broncos, interestingly enough, favored by 3, 44.5 point over under. We've talked about a lot of guys kind of in this game. The return of Jerry Jeudy. How does that affect Sutton? Is Teddy, someone we can start this week? Heineke, obviously. Scary Terry is probably a must start. And then obviously the questions between Gibson versus McKissick or, both. So tell me how you feel. Break it down.
So both teams are coming off losses from last week. Broncos getting beat by the Browns on Thursday night. You got Washington getting beat up by the Packers. So, the Broncos get Jerry Jeudy back, like we just said. He should be good to go. I don't think he is cleared yet. I think he needs to be cleared by I think Sunday they can, activate him and he can be good to go. We do know that Curtis Samuel is out again, which is not a surprise. So if he's on your team, drop him. Gibson, he was just not worth your time. He was definitely someone a lot of people were very interested in and no longer a thing. Gibson was a full go on Friday. He's, it looks like he's good to go on Sunday, but the problem is that stress fracture comes up during the game and he could be out. So you need to be careful of this particular matchup. I think that's why a lot of people have questions with Gibson or this guy or, whatever the question might be. And honestly, I'm getting to the point where I'm benching Gibson because I just don't feel comfortable playing with him because he has the upside, but the problem is that you haven't seen it the last few weeks, so no one wants to play him. Terry, I'm still playing Terry McLaurin without a problem. He had a weird week. The reports came out that he had an ankle injury and then a hamstring injury and then back to, I think it went back to a hamstring. It just kept going back and forth with the reporter. I don't know if it was him or, if he was drinking or whatever. He's fine. He's out. He'll be playing, he'll be out on the field. You're playing Cortland Sutton and Noah Fant. without a problem. I don't think Judy really affects anything to Sutton. I think if anything, it only helps him. I think it just takes a little bit off, each guy. I think the only one it really hurts is Tim Patrick. Even though Tim Patrick will do fine, even he's Tim Patrick. He said he likes to hang in that 12 to 6 point ratio, of every week from every league. So he's not a bad option, but if Judy's there, it's hard to trust it. So I think the only one it really hurts is him. Both, in my opinion, both running backs are startable. You can definitely start Melvin Gordon or Javonte Williams. I like both of them. I'm really a big fan. And then on the Washington side of the ball, I mean, I'm good, like I said, with Terry McLaurin. I'm also good with Ricky Seals-Jones and definitely McKissick. So I know that we kind of touched a lot about Gibson before. Is there anything that we left out that you wanted to say about him?
No, man. Just I personally hope he gets everything together and is good by playoff time, because that's the schedule that I like. Again, it could change, between now and then. But I still have faith in him. At this point, he's definitely not that potential RB1 we thought he was going to be. But he's not that bad either. If anything, maybe you could say he's kind of like a CEH type. He has that ability to hit his head on the goalpost at, any play. We've seen several long touchdowns, in the passing game, from him being able to take screens and whatnot to the house. Again, he is a converted wide receiver to running back. And it just sucks, he's dealing with this injury. So, can he manage the pain? Can he tolerate it? And can he get out there and help your team and help his own team, in real life? I think he can. But like I said, this is kind of, to me, the get right game. If he can't do this against this banged up, defense, then I might have to move on, after this, and just kind of be happy I didn't really get any shares, and maybe kind of, stop trying to, trade for him as well, and, set my sights on some different players that are, actually producing and, show a good track record and good projection heading forward than what we're getting here out of Gibson. It's just kind of tough. And I think you've heard me, say I would start McKissick, over Gibson this week. And that's tough for me to say.
I would.
Never thought I would say that, heading into the year. So it's interesting.
Yeah. I
need one more week, man.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's hard to let go. I mean, I'm looking at, I'm sorry that I'm like a little off, but I'm just looking at my particular one of my leagues, which is a 10-person league, and someone picked up Kendrick Bourne and dropped Allen Robinson, and I'm sitting here going, huh.
You're not touching Allen Robinson though.
No, but it's just odd to see. Like,
so crazy. He never would have thought.
Like, why would anyone?
I don't hate that move. Yeah, I'm like, I don't hate.
I don't hate it.
I think I would rather have Bourne as well. Yeah, I think if somebody offered me Allen Robinson for Kendrick Bourne, I think I would probably reject that.
I hear you. Well, we actually we have a question, which is nice, because glad people are still listening and paying attention to us. And we got FF Season. What up, bro? How you doing?
What up, Season?
He's saying start 2 of 3, half PPR, Ridley, Deontay, or Keenan.
Deontay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see.
I was thinking the same thing.
I guess I closed out my schedule here. So we have. Let me get to week 8. So
I'm gonna say, look at the sheet.
All right. So Ridley. Oh, sorry, man. I have my certain spot I go for my schedule.
No,
I have to look at it on here. It helps me decipher. So we have Steelers at Cleveland Browns for Deontay. He always gives the Browns fits. We have Atlanta playing against the Panthers, and they're kind of banged up defense right now.
I know Denzel Ward is out.
And Ward is out there. And then we have Keenan Allen, which is the game we just talked about, going up against that New England Patriots defense. Give me Allen, Deontay, Ridley. in that order.
I would go Deontay. Deontay's definitely first.
In PPR, I'd put Deontay first.
Yeah, for sure. Deontay and Keenan. And then Ridley. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not feeling Ridley right now. I have to see a couple more games.
I think, yeah. And then he's going to ask us full PPR, Waddle or Michael Carter in the flex. See, that's a tougher question for me.
So what do you got? Where you at with it?
Oof. I want to go. And it's full PPR too.
Give me Waddle.
Yeah, I was aiming Waddle. I like the Carter because of the volume that he like. Running backs are guaranteed the touch compared, and that's I like Carter. I like Carter. I think he'll get the ball enough in that game. They don't have Corey Davis. They're running with Eli Mitchell. And or not Eli Mitchell. Elijah Moore and Denzel Mims. I mean, and Barrios. Sorry, they're gonna dump off. That's all they're gonna do. I think Michael Carter.
There it is. All right. So there it is, Season. Appreciate it. Thanks for the contribution to the show, man. Thanks for coming out and getting in here late with us. We absolutely appreciate that.
Of course.
So yeah. So we're moving on here.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're going into our last game of the 1:00 slate. We have the Tampa Bay, or should we say Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the New Orleans Saints. We have the Buccaneers favored by 4.5, 50-point over under. Obviously, the big news here: Antonio Brown still dealing with that weird ankle heel kind of debacle he has going on. Ruled out for his second straight game. Tell us what else is going on here. We've talked about this Lattimore Evans matchup. So to me, Gronk's coming back, but to me, this just smells like another Godwin game all over it. So what say you?
Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, honestly, Godwin's a good option in this particular game. Gronk, right now he's limited and he's listed as questionable. Doesn't mean he's playing, but he's more than likely going to play. It's a late game, so always have a backup. New Orleans is missing their all-pro tackle / guard Andreas Pete. Sorry. That's a big deal for their particular offensive line. We were talking before about Armstead, and Pete is the better option. He's definitely a top option in that group. That's kind of a huge blow to them. But you're still going to be starting Kamara. I don't think you can play any of the other guys. You can maybe play Callaway if you really feel squirrely. But honestly, I wouldn't, unless you have to. You're definitely playing Leonard Fournette, Evans, Godwin. Evans is the only one that I'd sit out of the group just because if I had to choose, just because that Lattimore matchup is tough. It looks like Lattimore wins more often than not. And you're definitely starting Godwin and Brady without question. So I think that those are the only guys you can really pick from, to be honest.
Yeah. Were you done with that? I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah,
there,
there's not. No, honestly, there's not much about this game. I'm surprised they're favored by only 4. I would be shocked. I was almost shocked that they were, but it's at home, so makes a little more sense.
What are your thoughts on Jameis? Did you mention him at all?
No, not worth. No, I didn't, and that's why, because he's not worth it. I think that they're going to rush him too much. I think he's going to be a little bit out of control in this game, and it's just going to be a lot for him. So I don't see him doing well. It's his whole team. You can throw out the whole revenge, the whole revenge game. I don't see it.
Yeah.
Well, Jameis, 13 touchdowns to 3 interceptions. That's kind of been the going thing this week. He's not being such a turnover machine. He does have
Thankfully.
a couple fumbles, I believe. But again, he's just not quite getting the attempts in this offense, which means, they're not letting him put it at risk. Like you said, a lot of dink and dunk going to Alvin Kamara, which again, which is what
Kamara's gonna eat.
Kamara owners like. If he can get some touchdowns out of that, he could be viable in some super flex leagues if you need to. But for the most part, like you said, I'm sitting Evans this week against Marshawn Lattimore. But I'm tuning into this game just to watch that matchup specifically to see them going at it, man.
Yeah, for sure.
I want to see if
It reminds
maybe
me of
one of them gets ejected. So
it reminds me
definitely
of the
a
Andre.
penalty.
Remember Andre Johnson and Cortland Finnegan?
Oh yeah, I love that. That was amazing.
That's what it reminds me. That's the exact type of like thing that it reminds me of. And Andre Johnson is probably one of my favorite wide receivers of my generation, and he took it to Cortland. That was such a great like setup. The way everything happened, Andre was the man in that, and
Yeah,
he's the most humble guy that you ever met. Like when he came like out, like anytime you would talk to him on the thing, he just had that really deep voice and just really like really to himself, but enough to like root for the team. And it's just so weird to see him react like that. You know what I mean? And it was just great to see. But those Miami guys, man, they don't care.
that's back when you could actually start people on Houston. So,
Oh, dude, remember Owen Daniels? Remember
what
Arian Foster?
I was gonna say, out of all the people you thought of, you didn't think to go to Arian Foster first.
No, Owen Daniels was one of my favorite tight ends
My
to
gosh,
use.
I
I
thought you were gonna
loved
say
Owen
like,
Daniels.
oh, Matt Schaub. Like, come
Oh
on,
my
man,
god, I forgot about Schaub.
come
He was
on
so
now.
good.
Oh
I
my
used
gosh,
no.
Mike, get out of here
I
with
used
that.
to love that
All
group,
right,
man. I used to run Texans constantly.
We're losing viewers just even talking about Houston players. No, I'm just messing with you. Oh man, no, that's too funny. No, I'm definitely looking forward to this game, man. It should be a good game. Definitely looking forward to seeing it with this matchup. I have a lot of Godwin shares, so I'm absolutely hoping Godwin goes nuts. And because I said that, he's probably going to get hurt in the first quarter. So, roster Reaper in full effect. But hopefully not with Godwin, man. That would hurt so many of my teams, not only in redraft but in best ball as well. So, anyway, Sunday night, man, we made it. We're here. Only 2 games left to talk about. We have the Dallas Cowboys at the Minnesota Vikings. I think one of the higher over-unders here of the night.
Yeah.
53.5 points. Over-unders where it's set at. We have the Vikings actually favored by 2.5 in this game against the first place Dallas Cowboys. Tell us, man, where are we at? Obviously, is that because of the whole Cooper Rush situation? Is that what's going on here?
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's definitely because of Dak. Dak was limited all week. They said he was really sore today. And I was doing this before for jabbing the knife and saying that they were the first place in NFCs. Anyway,
I had to get that
he
in
was
there.
limited all week. I don't see it happening. So was Tyrod Smith, who, like we were talking about before with the left tackle. It's kind of a big deal. So if both are out, I'm a little nervous for Rush. But if one of the two are in, then I'd be a little bit more comfortable. But we'll see. I mean, if you're the one that thinks that Dak will play, make sure you have Cooper Rush just in case. Honestly, these late games, these Sunday night games, you can't go in without having a backup. And I'm not talking about just the backup to the team. If you can get Kirk Cousins, go for it. Have Kirk Cousins as your backup. But
Right.
if you can't get a guy like Cousins, get Cooper Rush. If you can't get a guy like Daniel Jones, get Cooper Rush.
Right.
I'm not even gonna think about asking about getting Patrick
Nah,
Mahomes because
he's
there's
taken.
no way you're having Patrick Mahomes and Dak Prescott on your team unless you made some weird trade to get it that way,
Or
which
dynasty or
I
whatever.
wouldn't
But
recommend. Yeah. So
certain
beyond that,
situations.
what I would do in this particular scenario is make sure you have a backup. I think what's going to happen I think either way, what's going to happen, even if Dak plays, they're going to basically say, Zeke, Pollard, you're in. And they're going to basically run them to the ground like they did, the Green Bay game. It's going to be the exact same thing. Zeke running it, Pollard running it and catching it. And it's just going to be one of those games. I think, Lamb and Cooper and Schultz are all going to be, they might be downgraded a little bit, just even if Dak plays, it will be a better throw. But at the end of the day, I think they're going to try to take the pressure off of Dak. So I think they're going to run it a little more. So I think it kind of brings it down a little bit. The Vikings, you're playing everybody: Cooks, Cousins, Conklin, Jefferson, Thielen. You're going to play all those guys. Their defense is still not that great. I know Trayvon Diggs is actually really good, and he will be fine. But it doesn't mean he'll shut down Justin Jefferson or Thielen. They've had good games in the past, and not those guys, but the Cowboys and the Vikings have had really good games the last few years. I see this as being a shootout. It's going to be, the 53 points is, I'm surprised. I might take the over on this just because it's going to be one of those types of games. So honestly, and that's if Dak plays. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Couple of names I didn't hear there, and just more so for our deeper league folks out there. Do we have a return of Michael Gallup this week, or is it still the Wilson show? And what about KJ Osborne? Is that kind of ship sailed a little bit, or is he someone who might be worth a start if you're hurting for wide receiver at the moment?
You shouldn't be that hurt to use someone like Osborne, to be honest. I mean, the first
just gotta
few
ask.
weeks,
There's
no. It's a
16
fair
team leagues out there with 3 wide receivers where he might be a nice wide receiver 3.
14, 16 team, sure. Anything less, you're pretty much pretty much you're not going to play him otherwise. He's not in the wide receiver 3 tier that you would want him to get you consistent points. He's definitely a huge boomer bust. He reminds me of Rondale Moore. Not the same type of guy in the context of like how shifty and good they are. It's the concept of how often he will get the ball. He'll get those big boom plays down the field, or those short intermediate routes here and there. There were a couple games where he had like 11 targets, but it was when, one of the 2 were hurt or someone was out. So I don't trust it really. And Michael Gallup, I don't think he'll make this particular game. I don't think he's playing in this. I think that they're still waiting for him to come back. I think next week would be the better guess if he's coming back. So I wouldn't rely on him much.
Yep. And again, I'm just saying that again, going back to KJ. Yeah, KJ Osborne coming off a 6 catch on 7 targets for 78 yards and a touchdown. So again, just kind of keep that in mind. He's had games of 9 targets, 7 targets, 7 targets, 6 targets, 4 targets, and then a game just with 2. But only one game, 1 or 2 games with kind of insignificant amount of targets, I would say. But when you kind of start getting in that 6+ target range, you're kind of, on the radar. So again, especially in those 14 and 16 team leagues, he's definitely a guy who's probably being started. And just a guy to kind of keep your eye on. When we hit this next, week 9, I don't want to say by NATO, but another
it's 4 teams.
4 teams on by.
Yeah,
we'll get there. We don't want to get to week 9. It's not even week 8 yet. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right. So, anything else you want to add on this game here? Pretty good. All right. So let's move on to because I'm sure you have a lot to say here, and then we'll end out the show. We have the Monday night game of the week. We have the New York Giants at the Kansas City Chiefs. We have the Chiefs favored by 10 here on Monday night. A 52.5 point over under. Obviously, the Chiefs coming off some embarrassing wins. They definitely need a get right game. is this the game they use to get right, Mike? From a regular perspective, not from a Giants point of view. Give us some analytic thoughts here. You know,
I'll try my best.
if you weren't a Giants fan and you're looking at the Giants just like all of us do, you know, is this where we say Mahomes and Tyreek Hill and Kelsey get their S together?
I think Kelsey will have a game. Most people tend
Kelsey
to do
scored
well.
13 points in a terrible game in a PPR. He had like the worst game, and he still got like 13.
No, I get it. I'm saying he'll get back to his normal Kelsey self against the Giants. I mean, honestly, they're one of the worst teams to play. You know, against the tight end, and that's not even that's my opinion. Even if I look at the particular stat line for that particular thing, I mean, the Giants are 18th against the tight end, which is pretty much middle of the road. But every time I always feel like anytime the Giants play anybody, the tight end always scores. It always feels that way. Right now, the biggest question marks are on the Giants side of the ball, and the biggest questions are Saquon or Kenny Golladay. And those two right now, they haven't practiced all week. They still haven't practiced tomorrow. So it's a little hard to kind of give a full perspective on who I think will play. But I think it's safe to say that Tony, Shepard, and Ingram are more on the optimistical side that they'll play and more likely to play, just because they've just been, doing well and progressing throughout the week. Since Saquon and Golladay haven't practiced at all, I don't see them playing at all, and they're more than likely going to be listed as out. I know that Frank had a little bit of a problem with Yahoo not labeling these guys out yet, and I don't blame him for that. But
so
unfortunately,
terrible.
It's on the team though, and that's the problem. And bad reporting on another particular source, which I don't recommend listening to unless you have to. Just because they've had really conflicting reports the last few weeks, in my opinion. And they've even come across on my feed a few times where I've had to, double check a lot of the things that I'm talking about. So, right now, like I said, Shepard, you should be okay with. Otherwise, do you play Shepard if he's out there?
It's tough because if Slayton's out
Right.
there and Tony's out there as well,
Yep.
I still think Shepard's the alpha there.
I agree.
I still think it's him, but we'd have to see.
Yeah.
I was ready to fire him up last week if it was just going to be him. This week with Tony coming back, I really want to see how this plays out. I would kind of, possibly look elsewhere. But if I had to, I would fire up, Sterling. Just given his track record and where he was before he got hurt, he was commanding those targets even with all these
Oh yeah.
guys, available to play. So I
Yeah,
don't
he
think too
averages
much of that has changed.
the 10 targets a game. I mean, he is pretty much the guy, So I feel comfortable with it, but unless like I have other options that I can play with. I mean, for me it's Shepard, Myers, and Marvin Jones that I have to pick from, and it's trying to find who is the better option there, and I know that that's probably the biggest thing that everyone's wondering is, do you play it? But I don't feel comfortable enough to know that Shepard's going to be active. He might be. He's trending that way, but I won't know until late Saturday night, possibly Sunday morning when we do the show, that he'll even be available. So I'm just waiting to see if he's available. If he's available, I might feel a little bit more confident doing it, and then I don't have to worry as much.
Let's say, the report comes back on Sunday morning. He's feeling great, goes through pre-games, feels good.
Well,
Would you start again, theoretically speaking, I'm saying.
yeah.
Would you start him over Jacoby Myers?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about
And I would
Jalen
start
Waddle?
him over Jones. Yeah, probably over Waddle.
And what about Jerry Judy?
Yeah.
Brandon Cooks?
Well, yeah.
Marvin Jones?
That's where my line is Jones around that line. Because
Devonta Smith?
no, Smith, I would start.
Emmanuel Sanders,
Sanders,
Sutton.
Sutton.
Okay, so I was
now
going
you're
up the list. Yeah. So
No, I knew you were doing.
I was
He-
kind of seeing where you were at there.
He's a low end 2, high end 3, in my opinion, and
Yeah, I have
he
him.
has upside.
I have him in the low 30s. Somewhere between that 30, 32 range would put him in at that high end wide receiver 3 at this point.
He'll
Kind of
probably
mid-range
be at
wide
like
receiver 3.
he'll probably be at like 30 or 31, 32 for me once I
Yeah.
do mine. I mean, he's around that normally.
That's
I mean,
probably where I'll settle in at.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if anything, I mean, the Kansas City side, you're definitely playing Hill, Kelsey, Mahomes, even Darrell Williams. You're definitely playing without thinking about it. I think the biggest question mark is Mecole Hardman.
You play
I don't
Hardman
see why
over.
not.
You play Hardman over Robinson.
DeMarcus?
Robinson.
Yeah,
No.
I would.
No, I'm saying Allen Robinson, A-Rob.
Oh. Ooh.
Mecole Hardman or Allen Robinson.
Oh, that's why are you being so gross?
Because that's
Probably
where
Hardman.
Hardman is. Hardman
No,
or Khalif Raymond.
Hardman
or Odell Beckham.
Hardman. I might
Oh.
switch the other one. Khalif. No, better offense. Never mind.
Hardman or Russell Gage.
Russell Gage. That's game script.
All right. And Tim Patrick with the return of Judy.
Hardman.
What about Droppy
It's hard
Anderson?
to say.
What about Droppy Anderson?
Yeah, I can't play Anderson anywhere.
Okay. Darnell Mooney.
No, I'd go Mooney.
Hardman or Landry.
Yeah, Landry.
Hardman or Boyd. Last one.
Harmon.
All right.
Better.
It's about the right area, right?
Yeah, around that. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're definitely going to play Booker if he plays. I mean, the Chiefs defense is horrible. So you can't not play those guys. So you're definitely playing Booker. You're definitely playing, you could even probably, I mean, if Ingram's not there, you could probably play Rudolph and be somewhat productive. I mean, he's a low end.
He got a touchdown last week.
No, he
subtle.
didn't. He stepped out.
Oh, that's right. I must have changed.
He stepped out of bounds. Yeah,
that's right.
He stepped out of bounds. He was right there, but he stepped out of bounds.
That's right.
I like Kyle Rudolph.
He's
always been that.
I've had him on several teams in Minnesota.
Yeah.
He got hurt. Obviously, he kind of fell off the map there. We thought,
I liked him.
Ingram's injury, we thought he would be somebody. Speaking of Ingram, are we starting him? Are we buying his touchdown last week?
Ingram had a touchdown last week?
Did he?
I don't remember him having a touchdown.
Oh, I think he had an almost touchdown.
He had like 10 points, but he caught a lot of balls.
Yeah, I think he had an almost touchdown.
I wouldn't be playing him. I think there are better options. He's more of a low end tight end too, or a mid range tight end too. So we actually have one question that just came in from our good friend FF Season. Trade away Fields with either Keenan or Ridley to get AJ Brown.
It's a little too much in a super
tad.
I'd still hold it.
He has Tannehill and want to have the stack.
Stacks aren't that important in redraft. DFS, I like playing stacks, not so much in redraft.
Yeah, me too.
It's not make or break. I wouldn't target someone specifically, and I wouldn't give up a quarterback and a good wide receiver for, again, I mean, I love AJ Brown. Don't get me wrong. I traded for him in my two highest leagues, but
wouldn't you give Fields and Ridley for Brown?
Maybe Ridley and Fields, but still,
I would do Fields and Ridley.
I would kind of rather hold, but if you wanted to do anything, yeah, you can go Fields and Ridley.
Yeah, if you're gonna go if you have to add a quarterback to it, I would go that seems okay. But I rather have.
I mean,
AJ Brown over.
Fields is a QB3. He's there to get you through
Well, that's
bye
my
weeks.
point.
He's
But
there to
no,
get you through
Fields
bye
is
weeks or an injury. That's
this
all
is
he's good
probably
for at this
dynasty.
point.
This looks like dynasty
No, this is his
or
redraft.
super flex. Oh, it's
This is his
redraft.
redraft. Yeah, we've been talking about this one, so
Okay.
it's all good. All right, so that's it, man. Well, I don't know
Oh
about
my
you, man, but
God.
I'm ready to go to bed.
I'm already there,
No,
bud.
it was a good show, dude. That was awesome. Getting us through it. Again, for those of you who made it this far, I guess you wouldn't need to know at this point, but we do have the timestamps there in the description. They're actually there now. I was doing it during the show, so I'm glad I said it in the beginning of the show that they could hit those timestamps because they will be there. But definitely
Nice.
keep an eye out for them for future shows. So if you can't catch us live, and you do want to get our breakdowns and you want to kind of skip all the nonsense with the the chat and
The
the
first 2
questions.
hours.
Yeah, a lot of those chunks in there. Hit those description, and you can at least get our breakdowns. And get our thoughts on those specific players. You can always go to the website, getrightff.com, and check out our rankings there. Like I said, just keep checking them up to Sunday morning, because like Mike and I say, we constantly go through and update our rankings leading up to Sunday. So.
And we
Again,
have to. We have to kick
exactly.
all the guy. We have to kick all the out guys on at 11:30, and it's always a pain on that day. So
Exactly. But make sure you come catch us, man. 8 o'clock Pacific, 11 o'clock Eastern. We're here with you on Sunday morning to do our actives, inactives, last minute start sit,
Halloween.
and just to kind of hang out and have fun. Yeah, so it'll be Halloween as well, the Sunday coming up. So for all of you guys out there, just be safe, have fun. Good luck to you guys all out there, and get right land again, unless you're playing me. Otherwise, I don't have much else to say, man. I'm kind of talked out. 3
I
hours
got
and
Fish and Frank. I
46
got Frank this
minutes
week.
into it. Ooh, you're playing Frank in the
Yeah.
listener league. Ooh,
Yeah, I got Frank the Tank in the listener league this week. So I
there it
got
is,
him,
man.
and I got a couple of good matchups that I'm excited about. I'm facing the 9th place guy, and I'm the 10th place. So that I'm trying to win. I'm trying to beat this other kid that's just a scrub.
There you go.
In my dynasty league.
Don't lose to those scrubs. Yeah, no, that's close.
No,
man.
oh, dude,
It's funny. I'm also playing Frank in our home league, so he and I are going at it, commissioner
Nice.
versus co-commissioner. So it's that matchup again. And then I'm going against Rug Thug in our other home league, in our
Nice.
keeper league. I had Kyler and Aaron Jones play, so I'm kind of behind the 8 ball. I'm yet again projected to play against the highest scoring guy this week. So I have my match cut out for me. So we'll
You
see
want to
how
know
it
the
works
running
out.
backs I'm facing? You want to know the running backs I have in
who
my
is it?
dynasty league that I'm facing?
Who
I'm
is it?
facing Mike Davis and Justin Jackson.
You'd laugh now, but watch. They're gonna get
I'm
you.
laughing, man. Hey,
No,
I'm down 15 and a half because he had Rodgers, but I have a Josh Allen, JT, Miles Gaskin, Derrick Henry, Cooper Kupp, Tyreek Hill, Cortland Sutton, Amari Cooper, Dalton Schultz. Oof. Just feels good.
there it is.
Feels good.
So I know you're waiting to get to Sunday. I'm waiting to get to Sunday, but before we can do that, we have to go to sleep. So with that said, man, we're out of here. We appreciate you guys. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you're watching this. As you can see, as we've had down here at the bottom, for every subscriber we have between now and end of day on Sunday, we will be donating $1 to the St. Jude's Children's Foundation. And in addition to that, we have one of our ambassadors. He and his family are going to be matching us with another $1. So technically $2 for every subscriber between now and Sunday. So help us out, man. Help us grow. Help us do some good here, here in Get Right Land, man. So again, with that said, unless there's anything else you have, Mike, I think.
Man, just check us out on Sunday, and we'll be here. Shooting the breeze, talking about football, letting you know about the inactives, actives, all that fun stuff up to game time for at least the 1 o'clock games. And we'll let you know, any last second, thoughts you guys might have. We're here. So
there it is. Absolutely. All right, man. Well, other than that, again, I'm Anthony, aka Rasta. This is Mike. This is Get Right Fantasy Network. Catch us Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9:30 Pacific and 8 o'clock Pacific on Sunday mornings. Peace out.